recap over what we've done so far in the campaign.
Epic.
So that everyone just remembers everything leading up to these events, because it's been like, wow, almost 4 months since our last one. Maybe 4 months since our last one. But you guys remember that basically you all met up on the way to Ruth, a small town in the kingdom of Mirth. You guys had some interesting interactions with a strange hay dealer, Tiv.
Yes.
You guys got in some fights. You encountered only 2 gnolls at one point on a cart. Then you went back to town, and then you guys were like, hey, what the fuck? There are some bad boys that be breaking up the bar. The bar owner just offered us some ish if we go mess them up. Oh, what? Those guys were heading over to the mountain. Let's go get them. But then you guys got fucked up by some goblins on the way to the mountain. You went back to the bar, slept for the night, went back, literally fucked everyone in the mountain up. Like they were up in the ruins up on top of the mountains. But that's also when you realize that they weren't thugs. They were just petty, like, tax collectors, basically.
Worse.
But they were just like basically like dumb, shitty little foot soldiers who were power hungry and taking advantage of people and being just awful people. You bop those guys, and then some like Dusty Bit knocked out Cassoulet. She passed the fuck out. Everyone decided to try to keep going into the ruins. There was a trap with like more of the misty shit. People got through it. You went down, and then all of a sudden there was this large shadowy apparition of a figure that basically said that like Malachus still had a job to do, and it said that you guys are getting this figure talked to some people and said that Malachus still had a job to do and that people were getting in the way. That's where you also got Jorgen got a nice sword. There were some really fancy, like, well-made arrows. There was a book that taught Tony. It gave him some more knowledge. Fucking Malchus got a cube, and people kept going on. So you guys made your way back to town from there, and then decided to take off after some brief breaks. You may have or may not have gotten high with a priest at a natural sermon.
What a guy.
But yeah, you guys then made off. You wanted to continue on to Esthel, a more bustling town, but the ultimate goal for the whole group, you guys are knowing that you want to head to Thaves. For different inspirations and different reasons between each of you individually, but the ultimate goal is Thaves. You ran into some buggy-looking ass things, got through that, got lost because it got rainy, got in a fight that really fucked you guys up with some spiders and shit.
That was insane.
And you were narrowly saved by a giant fucking troll that just went fucking ape shit on all those spiders. You made your way out, and you guys found the road, luckily enough. You continued in the northward direction, and that's when you came upon a small house off the side of the road. You saw that this house was under invasion by a pack of gnolls, and you guys intervened. Everyone was fighting. You killed the 3 gnolls inside, and unaware of you were 4 gnolls in the back who were just taking their prey, an old man who was tied up in a cart and making off. They weren't aware of you guys.
Wasn't Will like hunting a deer while all this was happening too?
That was in one of the older sessions.
That was a
fucking more specific.
Everyone was part of this encounter. And yeah, so that session ended with you guys looking in through a battered door inside of this room and making fun of, verbally assaulting this poor woman who's just been terrorized by large, vicious, angry gnolls, which are just monstrous hyenas. You guys assailed her, saying that she should have done more to save her dad. What the fuck was she doing?
Wait a minute.
You guys basically tried to do
Wait
everything
a
you could
minute.
to
Oh, she
ensure
was a
that she was
bitch!
scarred.
She was a
You
bitch!
basically ensured that she was scarred from this
She was
experience.
an asshole! I remember! She was an asshole.
And that memory fades with her screaming, "Help him!"
Yeah, like we gotta do that. The fuck?
Is everyone logged in yet? I don't see everyone picking their characters.
I think I'm downloading content. Yeah, I'm at like 95% of downloading files apparently.
That lady was a huge.
Oh,
I'm
weird.
having trouble
biatch.
streaming, unfortunately.
Fucking went in there, save her life. Why don't you go stop them nose from taking your pops?
Jorgen, Tony, Castellet. So yeah, we're only waiting on Will getting. Oh, Will, once that's done, just join. We don't need fantasy round stuff. Just like keep loading in and remember to pick your character from the character sheet.
Okay.
When you get in.
I'm just on this game collecting wood. I'm just collecting wood. Just collecting wood.
I know you're.
I need wood.
I'll give you some wood, big boy.
I need wood.
Are you playing? Are you streaming, Dwight?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah. There's nothing to see on my screen though. Should probably show.
Yeah, that's.
Fix your stream.
Oh,
No,
what the fuck? Why does this shit look so much different?
They had a lot of updates. Can you see your character in the character module?
Mine game doesn't look any fucking different.
Really, the modules in the side are like a little
I need
bit.
to reload because I'm clicking on this stuff and it's pulling up them like console scripts instead of like the actual.
Yeah, just restart. It should also load quicker when you restart. But anyway, I'm gonna just get going. Like I said, just can you guys hear me? Okay. By the way, I have my mic position kind of. Okay, cool. Well, yeah. So.
I mean, you sound like a bitch, but like normal. I meant to say you sound normal.
Good. Yeah, that's what's important.
A pussy boy.
My username is already in use. What do you mean my username is already in use?
Probably a different account that had the same login.
No, but I am me.
Connected to the server.
No,
Are you?
I'm me.
He is I.
So who you? Fuck you. You're not me.
Dwight, have you seen that new Hamilton sequel?
Which what? Which one?
There's a Hamilton sequel?
Which one? What's this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill to make sure that Will does get in here. Okay.
I'm
The
better now.
The Hamilton guy made.
Can you guys see when people connect? Does it say like?
No.
Will disconnected.
Maybe.
Will connected. Arctic disconnected. Arctic connected. Does it say all that for you?
No, I don't see it actually.
It just keeps on popping up the console fucking script.
Go ahead and hack it.
Script
Call
error.
on Charles. Get Charles in here.
Script / manager. Like.
Maybe reinstall.
Wait, that vampire drained the shit out of me. What the hell?
Do I have to reinstall this shit?
I didn't have any issues.
That would be. It seems strange.
Did you?
Did you not update? Because it says host 3.315 is running different version than client. Before you launch the game, it should open up and give you the option to update the stuff.
Okay, let me try it. See if I can get anything for that.
Trillion revolution.
Update available.
Always be satisfied. Right.
Helpless.
Satisfied. I remember that night. It just might regret that night for the rest of my days. Remember them soldier boys tripping over themselves to win our praise. Remember that dreamlight candlelight? Like a dream that you can't quite place. But Alexander Never forget the first time I saw your face.
What is happening?
Never be the same. Intelligent eyes
Eyes in
and
a
a hugger
hugger
pen
pen
frame. And when you said hi, forgot my dang name.
Damn
Well,
name.
Yeah,
did you see the update option?
yeah, I'm up. I think I did it now. Let's see
Okay,
if it works
cool.
any better now.
Heart of flame, every
Fingers
part of
crossed.
flame, this is not a game.
When she says every part of Flame, she's talking
She's
about her
talking
vagina.
fucking, yeah, I know.
Like it's just it's
Ah!
That looks better.
Ah!
It doesn't. It's not showing the host thing.
Okay, mine still is loading.
Okay, well, with that, I think it should be
You're
okay.
right.
Just remember to just click Whale Street in the character thing when you join. But I think that you should be okay, hopefully, so we can just like get going because we don't need like the fantasy ground stuff.
I completely
right away.
don't remember the session we played. I'm still like I have like PTSD from the spiders still, I guess.
The session was basically you guys walking down the
Yeah,
road.
I remember
see the
now. You
moth.
told me it, but like
Okay.
my heart isn't there. Like my mind does not move past the spiders.
That's fair. That's
The
fair.
spiders changed Tony.
Yes,
Okay,
Will is
I
here.
mean,
Very good. I'm gonna take. All right. So with that, you know, the session ended. Help him! She's pissed. Blah blah blah. Fade to black.
Should have thrown it to the fucking Knolls.
Was it
And
Noel?
now
Oh yeah, it was.
our story begins once again. But suddenly, you guys feel your senses take life, and you notice that you're not where you were.
What?
It's almost as if there's a gap in your memory. You awake sleeping in a pile of hay in the back of a cart, and you have no idea how you got here.
Hey,
Huh?
you're finally awake.
Hey you. You're
Steven,
finally
are you
awake.
here? Is Steven here?
he's muted.
Hello? Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
hello. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So, Jorgen, you look down, and in your palm, you're not holding your sword that you got from the Ruins Dominion by the hilt.
Huh?
You're holding, palming next to your chest,
Jeez.
the broken blade of Dominion.
Oh!
What?
The hilt is
Dun, dun.
completely gone. It is shattered, jaggedly torn off. You're only holding the blade.
You can still use that.
Well,
Oof.
as you sit up and you shake your head off, shake away the sleep, and you're just completely confused. You're not sure how you're there. You pat around, you search all around, but you can't find those arrows that you found in the room.
What the
They're gone.
Wow.
What
And
the
Tony, you're feeling good when you wake up. You pat around, you feel all your material possessions,
Yeah.
but then suddenly you notice something.
Do not. If you say I lost my call, now I'm gonna leave the call. So just keep that in mind.
On top of your head, you realize that there's no hat. The hat that had been so comfortably staying on your head.
My raccoon hat, the world breaker. The thing that without it breaks the server at any moment. The whole world has gone into instability mode. I'm phasing in and out of consciousness.
So these things are gone. Castellet, you didn't have a lot
I in fact
held on your person
gained
anyway, but
space.
everything is still there. And strangely enough,
thick ass is slightly less
Castellet,
thick.
you aren't actually in the back of the cart with the rest of the group. You are draped backwards, falling asleep in a sitting position at the helm of the cart.
Wait, me?
But you have no recollection of getting there. But slowly, you all start to realize that there's bits and pieces, fragments of memory, small encounters that you slowly start to... They peer into your minds, and then suddenly, blackness.
Who twerked?
Jorgen,
Yeah.
you blink your eyes once, twice, and then open them, and you look around, and all of your vision is bordered by like a dark vignette.
By dark what? Someone breathed really fucking
It's
loud in their
fucking,
mic.
it's William.
By a dark vignette, like the dark
Oh.
border, as like of an image. Your entire it's like you have tunnel vision.
Oh,
You
Is it not
can't
pronounced vignette?
vignette. I don't know how to
It
pronounce
is,
words.
but Brad is
Vignette. So
I've never actually heard anyone use that word in like a real.
It's that setting you could turn on in games for some
Yeah,
reason
no,
that nobody does.
I turn
I've
it
never
on.
heard a thing.
Okay, let's
Quick
talk
story
about
fuzz.
yes, no. I'm sick of it.
So
Don't tell me what to
Jorgen,
do.
Yeah.
it feels like you're looking through a tunnel. Your vision doesn't feel like your own, and you can't tell if it's a dream or not. But you look left and you look right, and you notice that you're in the middle of a gate between two hedges. In front of you, a trail extends through an orchard with large trees symmetrically placed on either side. And roughly 50 feet away from you is a cart, the same cart that has 4 gnolls, 2 in the back, 2 in the front, pulling the cart with the old man tied up in the back. They're unaware of your presence.
Are there horses pulling this cart?
No, it is 2 gnolls that are pulling, 2 gnolls in the back with the old man
cart.
holding them down.
Hmm.
You look down, and in your hands is the reformed whole Dominion. You watch as the runes on the blade form, they reshape until you can actually see it. It names itself Dominion.
What?
Huh.
You look
So-
back to the cart, but not a second later, boom! A giant gnoll crashes down from out of the trees to the right, just in front of the moving carts, and they veer to a halt. They are all kind of like startled. They didn't expect to see this right now. This gnoll stretches its back upwards and raises an elongated hand, one finger extended. And you notice that it's not the same as these gnolls. Not only does it stand roughly 2 feet taller than the rest, it's distorted, it's strange. Its face is more mouth than face, whereas the others look like hyenas. This one is more of a weird conglomeration of strange appendages, mouths and eyes where they don't make sense, and a large fanged, like, insane, disproportionate mouth.
Well, he's on bath salts.
And right as you see this beast, this weird monstrosity in front of you, suddenly your senses are just overtaken, and the beast's aura just seems to surround and wrap around your mind. You can't tell which sensation is necessarily manifesting. In one second, it's like a thick scent. It's like a mashup of blood and roses and burning flesh. But at the same time, it's the same sensation, and it's not. But there's a ringing in your ear, like a whistle, or the roar of a loud beast, or the wailing of a tortured man.
Oh.
Now, like I said, this thing is standing there, and it points straight at you, drawing the others to attention. They now know that you're there. What do you do?
Well, these weird visions and stuff I'm getting, I'm do we
This
remember...
is you. You don't know that you're in a vision. This is your consciousness right now. You are here.
Wait, so... Oh, God. Wait, so
You
am
are
I
in
here?
front.
No one else
You
is
don't
here?
know that you're in a dream. You are here. This is it. It's weird. It feels like you're in a vision, but you are acting. You are control of your. You are in control of your emotions right now and your movement.
Okay, so I can... And so what happened is this weird freaky knoll thing is, like, looking at me and pointing at me?
Yes.
I guess, do I have Dominion, or is
Yeah,
it
you're
back
holding
here?
the sword.
Okay.
You just look down. It is full. This is clearly in the past, but you don't actually really know what's going on. It's not a dream. It's not a vision. You can't tell, but you are here in your consciousness in this second. You are here facing this large, disgusting monstrosity.
I guess I brace myself for fucking combat.
And right as you do that, it veers around the cart. The others looking like unable to really understand why it's moving so fast. They also look ready to attack, but they're not ready quite as fast. And your vision ends right as it charges up to your face, palm outstretched with giant claws inches from your face, and the mouth. The last thing you remember is the mouth. It wasn't just
Me too.
one set of teeth, not 2. It was like all the way back, row after row of sharp razor teeth. And that's when your vision fades to black.
What the
Shit.
fuck is happening?
Nice. Okay, so I saw some trippy ass
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon
Tony,
shit.
Huh?
all you can tell right now, and all you feel is this overwhelming sense of paralysis. You can't move a muscle. You can't even bag your eyelids. It seems like your eyes are sealed shut. And no matter how many times you try to command them, open, you can't. You are stuck there in darkness. But slowly something else opens your eyelids. But your vision, the vision that makes its way through, is not uniform. It's slow, yet changing. It's as if the passive chime is shifting constantly. 1 second it's fast, 1 second it's so slow that it's almost like time isn't moving at all.
I took
You
a
turn
nap.
away. You turn away from the bashed in door as the woman screams, "Help him!" And it's slow all of a sudden. But then suddenly, fast forward.
That was pretty good.
Fast forward, you're exiting through the back door. You look up and the sky is filled with swirling black clouds, and the rain is intense. It's falling so heavily, it's as if an ocean is trying to retake its rightful place here on land. Lightning strike after lightning strike illuminates the scene in front of you, and once again, time slows almost to a halt. That's when they're in a courtyard bordered by hedges. You see Jorgen hovering 4 feet in the air, held at the throat by this weird, misshapen knoll, but not a knoll. It's disfigured. It's strange. It doesn't necessarily make sense to your eyes. It's not something you ever have like considered existing before. Time freezes, and you sit there just taking in this scene. Jorgen completely held up by the throat by this beast. When suddenly, time is normal again. He starts to kick his feet and shake, and you realize that suddenly you do have control. You bat your eyelids a couple of times, blinking, and you realize that you have control again. You feel your hands, and you're here. What do you do?
Wait, so Steven's being held still?
Steven is currently kicking and shaking, held up by the throat by this massive knoll.
I call it to him and start trying to use my healing spell. I don't remember
All right.
what it's called.
What is it called? That's a good question.
I think it's Cure Light.
All right, go ahead. Cure wounds. Yeah, you can go ahead and cast that.
How do I cast wounds? Why do I have so many first level spells now? Have I always been
You might have missed some of them. No, you had a lot before, but you also could have missed some. The update actually like filled in a lot of gaps where like it like will retroactively fix some things now. It's actually really nice.
Okay, how do I cast something?
Just roll. So if you click on Cure Wounds, the search, the magnifying glass, you can just drag the thing that says 1d8 and drop it in the thing. All right, so he's sitting there shaking, and suddenly you can tell that he's like trying to gasp, but he almost can't even gasp for air. And then, as like a wave of light rushes over him, he you hear a gasp, and he's able to grab some oxygen. And at that moment, the knoll drops him.
Wait, why?
He falls down prone to the ground, and the knoll looks at you.
Oh shit!
Once again, it bares its teeth, and it's not just one row. It's literally row after row after row. All you can see until it's just the shadow of its throat is row after row of teeth. And this mouth, it's not just the size of its mouth. It's like it has tiny little eyes, and then its mouth extends for most of its chin all the way up to just below the eyes, and then all the way back to behind its head.
What is wrong with this
The
thing?
weirdest, whitest, misshapen, disfigured thing you've ever seen. And right as it motions to go towards you, a streak of light arcs right in front of you down from the roof of the house. And suddenly, once again, it was like time sped up. There was just light. It was nothing. Instantaneously, Malachus is now frozen there. Time slows down again. Standing arm in arm, locked in a battle with this beast. The clawed hands held by the wrists. Malachus frozen in battle.
Oh.
And once again, the knoll is angry that it's been held back, and it bares its teeth at him. And as you watch, time is still frozen. They're not moving. They're not breathing. Everything is frozen. But yet, the runes on his left arm slowly begin to glow. Normally in the past, you had seen this happen when he got mad, and they had glowed white. But they were glowing a deep luminescent red. And they started to grow. Previously only covering his forearm, you could see it spread under his shirt. and then you see it emerge on the other arm, up over his neck until it's covering his face, down in the gaps and torn pieces in between his clothing. You can see that at this point, he is just a glowing, luminescent red. He lets out a rage-filled, primal battle cry until the sound of his voice is almost going hoarse as your vision fades to black.
What the fuck is happening?
Trippy shit.
I want Brad to do the thing where he slows down time again. He goes, "Wah, wah."
That was nice, actually.
Brad's
Well.
just describing basically the way he felt the first time he showed up to my house after taking 2 jabs and eating 4 chicken nuggets.
Well, as the blackness makes way for light, you can't tell if you're even seeing the events in front of your eyes. It could be a vision, but at the same time, it's almost like it could just be a wisp, a passive surveyor, and it's like you have no impact on this material around. The sky around is constantly lighting up with flash after flash of lightning. It seems to be speeding up to the point that it's almost a contiguous, just light that is effervescent in the sky above. And at the same time, there's a constant rumbling of thunder from each lightning strike, and it starts to make your head feel heavy. You feel disoriented from the rumbling that is like soaking into your brain. And the center of this scene in front of you is an awe-inspiring battle. Malachus is glowing red, and he dodges left as a massive clawed hand crashes to earth, leaving a meteoric crater in its wake. He ducks under another swipe, but that's when you notice that it's not just the light from his skin, and it's not just from the lightning. It seems like light is coming from every direction and yet no direction. He jumps back several feet, facing the knoll and catching his breath, and that's when you hear a deep, guttural, growling laugh emanate from what should have been the head of this knoll-like thing, but at this point, it's almost like it's slowly becoming less and less a head and more just a vessel for razor-sharp teeth. The creature once again stretches its back, and it's showing its true size to Malachus. But behind it, on every tree, a shadow is cast. But this is not the same shadow. It doesn't match the creature. It's a much larger foe than the one that seems to be, casting the shadows. It doesn't make sense. The beast doesn't move, but the shadow behind it does, and it holds up a 3-headed flail. You can tell it's 3-headed because it has like chains. A flail is basically a thing that has a handle. It's a chain into a spiked ball. This one has 3 of these balls attached to separate chains, and it holds it back in a motion like it's ready to attack. But the beast that is fighting Malachus made no movement. The shadow is moving apart. Instantaneously at the same time, Malachus calms his breathing, but he stoops down in an aggressive forward-arcing posture, ready to attack. He yells and charges forward, and draping behind him, also cast behind the trees, you noticed a monstrous horn shadow. It looks much more built than Malachus. It doesn't match him at all, almost like a bull. And it crashes into the other shadow, flail wailing, Malachus swinging, arcing backwards, the beast clawing every direction, biting, snatching. It's an insane battle. And as you unfold, you've noticed that at times it's like the two battles, the shadows and the two physical beings in front of you. At times the battles mirror each other. A fell sweep of a blade might match an arcing attack, but they're definitely separate. And suddenly, you're in control. You're here. You look down and you see in your hands the bow. What do you do?
I want to take aim at the thing and help Malachus.
Do it. All right,
Yes.
roll attack.
Do it.
Yes. Yes.
Do it.
Okay, here we go. Let's fire this bad boy up.
I shouldn't. Do it.
Okay. Okay.
You aim and take your shot. The arrow flies but goes right in between the two figures as they fight. It actually lands in a tree behind them, right where one of the shadows are in the middle of the conflict between those two shadows, but has no effect. And once again, Malchus and the monstrosity collide, grappling each other. One has wrist control, the other has wrist control. It's like a wrestling match. And then suddenly, you notice another figure approach from the side, steadily walking forward. And this figure, you think, for one moment, you recognize as Castellet, but in the next, it's not. Her form is like fluid, no one feature remaining constant. There's masculine at time, feminine at time, but all in all, the figure doesn't really make sense. You can't comprehend it, but you feel like it must be her. The one constant is that her eyes are glowing a blue electric light. She looks up, and you follow her gaze to the sky as a bolt of lightning lights up the dark clouds. And behind those clouds, right as your vision begins to fade to black, you almost make out the silhouette of a gargantuan, human-like figure behind the clouds. And with that, your vision fades to black.
Okay.
Cassoulet.
Hola, niño.
You feel that your eyes can open, and so you begin to, but they can just barely open. It's just a crack of light that meets your consciousness, and that's the entirety of your existence at this point in time. All you can do is look down through this crack, and you see in your hands that you're holding the reins of what seems to be a cart, and you feel the sensation of movement. You can't turn your head to see where you are or what's going on or where you're going. And that's all you begin to see. Suddenly, your vision begins to narrow closer and closer until just the thinnest sliver of light and no intelligible stuff behind. It's at that moment that words seem to emanate in your consciousness, but you can't tell if they're words that you had said before, or if they're words that you had heard, or if they're words that had ever been said by anyone before. And the phrase that keeps repeating in your mind goes, "He watches without rest. All will succumb. His will is law." And with that, you all are rubbing your eyes. You feel like you have a massive hangover. You have no idea how you got here, but once again, you're all in the cart.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, Clyde is going crazy.
Yo, that story got to him.
He's like, holy shit, guys.
Why is he thinking
He
He's
said he
coming.
knows all. He knows all.
He's coming. Lock the doors. I would do it, but I have no thumbs.
So the cart, as you guys lift up your head and sit up, you look around. Some of you are sad for some missed items, but as you look around, you notice that the cart is parked behind a massive boulder that seems to shield off like an entire part of your horizon. Above, there are blue skies, but you have no idea what day it is, and you have no idea how long. None of you have any idea how long you've been unconscious for. You can tell that you were just outside of a forest, and although the boulder is partially cutting off your gaze, you can see that there is a path that leads into the forest. But whereas in the past you've been in clearings like this, and you've seen that the clearing is bordered by more forest, as you turn your gaze away from the forest, you see that it's just a never-ending sea of tall grass and waving hills, a never-ending prairie. All that you can tell is that off to the northeast, it's bordered by what you assume to be the large stark mountains of the Vale. And then as you look west, you can tell, even though they're smaller and clearly much further away, far away at this point, you can see the opposite border of the valley, the Stalwart Mountain Range. And it's with that we begin. Malchus is completely gone. No one knows where he is at all.
Shit.
All right.
Keep in mind, none of you know each other's individual vision, actually.
Right. So the first thing
Wait, so
You guys don't know why you're here or what happened.
Wagon, right?
You're in a cart. 3 of you are in the back of the cart. Cassoulet was slumped over in the front. No one
And are the gnolls here? Do we see them and hear them?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
will slump.
On God, I fucking smell them. I
Holy
smell their
shit.
asses.
Wow.
So, Whale, you actually climb up on top of the large boulder near you, and you look around, and not only are the gnolls not nearby, but there's actually like no creatures in sight. You can kind of make off way far in the same direction as the Veil. You you see, like, this is extremely far away, but you see a small like family of deer, 4 or 5 deer.
Oh,
Wait,
wait.
no,
Let's fucking go.
No,
Oh,
no.
baby.
Stay.
But as you look around now, you get a better idea for where you are. So you can see it's almost like it's the border of a forest. Now you realize the path that goes off in that direction.
Do we see any like footprints or like we assume Knowles took us?
You could go to well,
I think
Cassidy
the
was sitting in the
implication
front,
is Dwight pulled it.
but she has no recollection either.
The
You could
implication is
you
what?
could study you. Well, Castellet was in the front. You don't necessarily know if she was writing it the whole time. But yeah, you don't see any footprints or anything to indicate that gnolls are around. So you could get close to the road if you want to see if you can like study it for tracks or whatever. But you are close. The path is like 30 or 40 feet past the boulder on the other side of the rock, and this is presumably the same road that you guys have been taking north. You're confused because
I don't know if you send
based on your perception, like you have a pretty good idea of a lot of landmarks now. You can tell that the opposite direction, away from the forest, there are no other large bodies of trees. There's no other obvious settlements. You'd have to guess, based on this positioning, that you must be out like just at the border of the forest of like that you guys are in. So if you were to look at the map of Mirth, which I just sent into the Discord chat, you would see that you guys are just exiting that. So you can see kind of north-northeast, although the trees wrap around and bend. You can see the Vale, and it's the same thing in the other direction. If you look, there's like a wall of trees that curves a little bit, but if you look, you can see far in the distance the Stalwart Mountain Range. But there's no settlements nearby, and you guys don't know how you got here, but you are significantly further away.
Wait, did you tell us where on the map we were? Or did
You are where the road you are assuming, I will say, because you're not 100% positive, but you have a very good perception roll, and so you can see so many features that you can tell that it seems like you are at the exit of the forest. You are on the road to Estville at the exit of the forest.
Okay.
And keep in mind that you were previously roughly 2 or 3 days south of that.
Right.
So
And at the same time,
Does anyone have the ability to like sense magic?
he can detect magic, but at the same time, I will say that you guys, as you're up on the boulder, you look back to the forest and you see a cart exit on the road.
See a car exit?
A cart on the road. There's only 2 figures at the front. They're both roughly the same size, except for one is more frail and skinny, and the other is more round. It's just a single horse-drawn cart on the road heading north.
are we
Same
still
direction as you guys are
are we still sitting in the cart?
The rest of the group is still in the cart, yeah.
How many leaves are on us? Can I tell?
No leaves. You guys are in some
Okay.
hay, but no leaves.
Okay. So the leaves haven't fallen on us. Okay.
So do you tell the rest of the group about this cart? Or does the rest of the group get up and start going towards the road?
I think I'm gonna get off. You said, wait, how close exactly is this big boulder you're talking about?
It's literally like parallel with the cart. It was like hidden. It's like someone tried to hide it behind the boulder, so it wasn't.
Can I
it was
go
a clear
up
from view.
to that boulder and do an intelligence history check on it? Because I have stone cunning.
Sure.
Okay, so, consider proficiency history skill and add double your proficiency bonus to the skill. How does that work? How do I do that?
Just roll the dice next to in your skill section. I think it would be history. Yeah, roll history. But then, you don't have a proficiency bonus with that right now.
But I have stone cunning.
That doubles your proficiency bonus, I think you said?
Yeah, consider proficient. You are considered proficient in the history skill.
Oh,
and
never
double
mind.
Your
So you would get +4 to that, so 10. So
Still kind of shitty.
it seems like an old natural rock. It doesn't seem like it was
Okay.
placed here by anyone.
Okay.
But yeah,
We should all stay in the car, and I think logically, we would see that Will is going up on the rock, and if Will reports to us that there's person on there, I'll go talk to him, head down there, slap Dwight in the head, and tell him to follow me.
What do you mean?
Okay,
Like, that's
so you I mean, they're just making their way. They are still a few hundred feet closer to the forest than you. They haven't passed where the equivalent part on the road would be from you guys. But you and Castle are gonna go see what's up.
Yep.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna stay by the boulder, and if you would look in the chat, this is exactly how I'm standing by the boulder.
Wow.
I like it. All right. Whale, are you following them, or are you staying up on the rock?
I want to stay up on the rock.
All right. So Tony and Cassidy, you make your way forward,
Yep.
and can one of you? You don't have to roll perception. You make your way closer, and you see that the rounder figure seems to start to notice you.
I just wave and keep walking towards them.
You wave, and it's still pretty far away. It's like a couple hundred feet, but the rounded figure's head seems to nod, and you get a better look at these two as they get closer. The one on the right is a dark hooded figure. A dark cloak covers the body.
It's a thug.
But you notice that all the surfaces protruding from where it's clothed, that part, like where should be skin, is actually covered by slicked back black feathers. And from the hood, a black beak protrudes.
Some fucking bird, nigga.
But the face is covered in shadows. That's all you can make out.
Plague doctor.
To the left, the round figure, as it gets closer, you actually notice that it isn't wearing a shirt or pants, but it's a shell that makes up the torso of its body. Protruding from the shell are green-skinned arms.
Reptilian.
And it has arms and legs that poke out of the shell. In a similar fashion to his company, his head is covered by a dark hood and a black cloak draped over his back. His hood is not covering his face, however. And so you notice that covering the lower portion of his face is an oddly thick gray beard. Round spectacles.
Hold on, Brad. Say the whole fucking descriptions again, because now I actually care.
I know, I get it. That makes sense. So wait, Charles is a fucking has a shell.
Fucking.
Say it again. I didn't know how to pay attention.
Like his Discord profile picture.
If you guys take a look at the chat, I drew in like 10 minutes.
Is that Master Oogway? That looks exactly like it.
So I'll just on the right is a dark hooded figure. A dark cloak covers the entire torso, but coming out of the cloak, instead of skin, all the arms and the face is covered with slicked back black feathers. The face is cloaked in shadows, but a black beak protrudes from it.
Cool.
So that exact picture I fucking linked.
It's a plague doctor.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
plague doctor.
Same thing. The left one, no shirt or pants, just a hard shell that encompasses the body.
It's a hard shell and cock.
So green-skinned arms and legs poke out of the shell, and in similar fashion to his company, he's wearing a dark hood, and a black cloak drapes over his back. Like I said, his hood isn't covering his face so well as his company, though. So you can tell that he has a strangely thick gray beard, and a pair of round spectacles sit atop his nose, as he basically takes in the sight of you two. Now, Tortolisi, Oh wait,
Oh,
Wow, his name is not Tortellisi.
no, nothing. You don't know his name.
His name is not Tortellisi.
No. We were supposed to find this out naturally.
Tortellisi.
Okay, guys. So D&D session canceled. I'll see you guys next week.
Turtleisi.
I also said it wrong, so it's actually fine. So I fucked up. So the unveil is still saved. Anyway, so Charles and Arno, you guys are heading north. You have just exited a forest on a single horse-drawn cart. You're making way north for Eskel. When off to the right of the road, you see two figures approaching you. One is a bit smaller than the other. A kind of frail-looking fellow.
Incredibly good looking.
If you want a visual representation, it's something like Ben Shapiro.
Okay.
His hair is kind of like frayed and strange, as if he's used to wearing a hat.
Don't bring it up.
But you're not sure. You just have seen these people for the first time. To the left is this dummy thick half orc. She has
The horses are in the back.
very large thighs, very well endowed.
Okay, keep going.
I don't know if you can say endowed about a woman, mate. I think that means she has a dick. Pretty
Not
sure.
that.
Okay.
Large bosom, then. That's what I will say.
I see.
And yes, you guys are you notice and you nod, and you're continuing on the path. They're still at this point, 50 feet further from you down the road, but you're making your way forward. You continue going forward, and now you guys slow to a halt as the one on the right, the smaller human man, waves.
I'm imagining Jake like standing there, but then doing like that white dad wave where he arches his back just slightly and then puts himself all the way in the sky.
Yeah.
I imagine it being just like I put my hand. I literally just take my hand and I put it in the air, like about a foot above my head, and that's it. And I just put it back down. Like I said, I don't wiggle it or anything. I just kind of like, hey. That's it. Are we in talking distance yet?
Yeah, you guys are now like 10 feet apart. You're not getting uncomfortably close. They've halted their cart and they're just looking at you guys. Yeah.
Hello.
So you say,
Hello.
How are you? Hello. Where are you from?
We're from lands much further south than here. I don't know the name of it, but lands you've never heard of.
Can I?
Charles continues to read a script provided by Brad.
May I tell this tortoise man that I like his shell? And
Thank you. The kindest compliment I could possibly receive.
Can I roll perception to see if they seem evil?
well, 1 second. I will say, Charles, you would know that it's called Zadash.
Okay.
Oh, the place.
It's called
that's
that.
from
The
I just remembered.
Charles goes, wait 1 minute, pulls out a fucking piece of paper in his pocket. I am from Zadash. Looks up, smiles. And who are you, bird person? Bird person?
Maybe the bird person doesn't talk.
Who is your bird friend, Turtle Man?
Turtling.
Sorry, I can't whistle, so I'm not able to really introduce her in an accurate manner.
He only speaks bird.
But yeah, I mean, she gave you her name, so yeah, there you go.
Alright, so my bird person gives you the name of.
It's a whistle. I'm gonna call you bird person. I look back to the turtle.
Yes.
Where are you guys going?
Wait, hold on. Let me pull up the map. real quick. No.
Charles
We are.
puts his hands together, starts reading Sharpie.
Yeah,
This is the
we're-
wrong ass TV. So
We're going towards Thaves, the big metropolitan city.
Okay.
Yes.
We're also
Never-
going to Thaves, aren't we? Are we going to?
Yes.
Are we going
Correct.
to Estill?
That's convenient.
No, we're going to.
Thaves through Estill.
Oh, okay. Wait, yeah. That. Yeah.
We're going to Estill. You're heading. We're also heading to Thaves.
Okay.
I'm-
Yeah. Through Estill.
Can I skip joyfully up and then like do like that thing where like I fucking like say, oh yeah, we're going that way too, and I fucking like put the bird person and the turtle man in like that friendly headlock. That
How do
friendly
you get
headlock
on the
thing.
cart to do that?
Oh,
you, like, crawl up on top- on
can
back
I
of the
crawl?
cart?
I'm crawling on the cart, to be honest.
All right.
When you say cart,
So-
are you talking about like a covered
It's like a-
wagon, or are you talking
Not
about
covered.
like?
It's like okay, more like a wagon but no cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's like an open back to it that like has
Hey,
rows
yo.
of seats. So yeah, the half orc woman like walks up to the right of your cart and then starts to climb on. You guys
Can I roll a perception check to see if I feel like there's something weird about them?
You could do
Are they
insight. It
built
would make more
different?
sense for that.
Okay.
just so it's clear, I'm leaving the rock now.
Okay, so yeah, Whale and Jorgen, are you both gonna start making way over here now that you can see that they're just
I rolled a
conversing?
natural 1.
Yeah.
I want to look around on my rock one more time before I do that.
Alright. Based on the same perception check, like
Yes.
you can still see around. There are no threats in sight. There's really not a lot of anything.
What about the
in sight.
deers? Are they still in the same spot?
The
No, I
deers
swear
are
to
gone
God.
now.
I swear to God. No, I swear to God, I'm gonna start fucking doing friendly fucking fire. I don't give a shit.
They probably made their way behind a hill, so you can't see them anymore.
Can I-
There's just
No
rolling
threats
hills and
aside from my
grasslands.
enormous body. Just absolute freak of nature.
Can I whisper into the turtle
You-
ear and then excitedly say that I can say that I cut a dude from the dick up like butter.
Okay, wait, did you guys do anything when this half-orc woman was crawling up in her cart, or did you just let it happen?
Oh no, that's fine with me.
Okay, yeah, so she hops in between you two, arms over.
No
arms
malice.
over
There's
your-
no. You can't sense any malice.
Look in the chat. That's what Bud's doing.
It's
You
like
guys
no,
didn't-
it's like Sloth from the Goonies running at you.
You guys can roll insight if you want to see if you feel that this is
Sure. Sounds good to me. Which is that the
And
D20?
so, you can actually go into your skill sheet within the character sheet. Character sheet, the skills tab, and then roll the like dice icon thing into your. You drag that and roll it into your chat box, and it'll apply all your modifiers.
Wait, what?
So if you go into your character sheet,
Ignore that.
Charles?
there you go.
Alright, ignore
So
it.
yeah,
That was
you'll do the
acrobatic.
same
Just
thing.
random.
Yeah, except you'll do it for whatever
Perception?
kind of check you're trying to do. Insight.
Fucking
Insight.
Charles is
Insight.
getting your ass.
Insight
No,
isn't even
you're a
on here.
turtle.
Oh, it is. It is.
So, Charles, the general pattern is if there's anything that is kind of like basically like variant on like some chance of you doing it like decently well, then I'll ask you to roll some skill check that basically helps make it so it's not just me basically completely determining what happens in the story. It sets some parameters so like there's always an element of chance to what's going on top of your guys' decision maker. An example would be if you try to scale up a mountain or like a cliff face of a mountain, you might have to roll acrobatics and roll really well to be able to do it, or else you'd fall on your ass.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. You're.
Do you speak bird person?
Hold on.
Yeah, she's
That's-
feet.
I
We're
think it's.
also heading to Thaves. What is your name?
Well,
You
me-
notice that I say
you-
we are
you-
also heading to Thaves in your voice. Oh wait, no. We're also heading. Yeah, we're also heading to Thaves in your voice. And what is your name in Charles's voice?
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa.
God.
Okay.
So
Wait.
what you guys notice is that she is emulating the exact phrases
Parrot.
that you have said. And
Oh.
not in her voice,
Goddamn
but
parrot.
she perfectly emulates.
What the fuck? That's kind of.
You guys just if anyone wants to roll history, you could see if you have some idea about these two strange figures.
I'll roll
kinda
history.
cool.
I'll remind you that none of you have seen like this. It's very strange to see
Rolling history.
I don't trust
two
people that look
individuals
like
of this
you.
thing.
I rolled history. got
So Jorgen, that is so yeah. When you were young, you had basically heard tales either from as part of a bedtime story, or maybe in a child's novel or something.
I heard these stories when I was picking apples in my grandma's orchard.
and
How did you reach
basically,
that?
like, it wasn't ever sure if it was fact or if it was myth, but there were tales of lands far away that had strange creatures. There were one of the creatures that stood out to you were these bird-like folk who had at one point in their history gotten the right to regular speech taken away from them by a deity.
Oh shit!
And you remember the tale, basically going that they had drawn their last breath of speech. From here on out, they could only borrow it from other people, right?
Oh.
So they can, if you're assuming that that's true, they can mimic speech patterns of other people exactly, but they can't form their own new phrases. They have to mimic.
So okay, they don't have. So when they mimic, is it like? So for example, if I said "Yo, what's up," she would mimic exactly "Yo, what's up" in my voice.
She couldn't say "Yo" and then string that into other things. She'd have to say "Yo, what's up," and it would be exactly in your voice, correct?
Okay. Interesting.
So, but is there a
That
time
sounds fucking
limit?
annoying to fucking keep track of.
Is there a for her? Is there a time?
What's the delay on it?
Yeah,
Because it's just every phrase you've ever heard in your whole life.
Yes, it's like.
Well, your character has memory too, so unless you are a class that has perfect memory, it's assumed that it would have to be like basically if you can remember it as a person playing it, then your character probably remembers it too.
Your character would be better at it if they did it their whole life.
Have you guys seen Transformers? Have you guys seen Transformers?
Yeah, it's Bumblebee Boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say how Bumblebee uses the radio stations to form sentences.
Oh, that's good. That's interesting. I like that. That's interesting.
What? I look at Turtle Man. What is your name, Turtle Man?
My name is
Who's that Tortellini guy?
Tortellini Squidward.
Wait, bro, I don't. What is that? What is that picture?
I'm leaving this group for good.
Hold on. Tortellini. Have you heard the word of the flying spaghetti monster?
Tortellini Squidward.
Wait a minute.
I see
My
your
last name is Rigatoni.
Rigatoni. Interesting.
Are you a follower?
I'm a bunch of fucking degenerates have to name themselves after pasta.
My real name is literally Wall Street.
No, it's whale.
I'm named after my people, the Turtles.
The Turtle Boy.
Completely
Have you
unrelated
heard,
to
who do you follow?
Let me roll a religion.
One.
Have you heard of the flying spaghetti monster?
I follow my own path.
Would you like to?
No.
I'd like to roll a persuasion check.
Here we go.
All right, Charles, could you roll
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you roll insight for me?
Yeah, 1 second.
And the way you do that is you go into your character sheet, and then there's a side tab that says skills. And then, okay, yeah, you got it.
So, how did you guys know to come in here? Did he just signal for you guys to come in?
They were like waiting, and it was like he was hoping for a flawless transition, and like
It was like Maury, like the Maury show, right?
Like tripped on his shoelace and fell onto the fucking stage.
I will admit that was a really good way to do that because
That was fucking nice.
I did enjoy that because.
I had suspicions.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
Jake did have suspicions for some reason.
That was cool. I was like smiling and like listening to Brad's fucking long ass story, and then also playing like this game, and then like and I just hear
Or
two-
now?
Yeah.
I saw them join the Discord call before anything was said, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It was a good
So,
surprise for me 'cause
coordinated.
I didn't notice any of that.
Turtle Man.
Yes.
I will say so. Basically, he's not really believing you, but there's like a hesitant. Like as you say this stuff, Charles, your interest is piqued, but you're not entirely convinced. As
Sure.
as
Give it
this man
time.
talks to you.
He's
Yes.
respectfully listening.
Give
Okay.
it time.
So that's just to preface the conversation. You can still have it if you
Are
want.
you two adventurers?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Travelers.
I like
What?
it.
Oh
what is
my god! Please do that the whole time.
That was kind of cool.
What?
Yeah, because she's
'Cause
actually just doing what
Because she mimicked him.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Charles to say like a really long sentence, and then she starts before he finishes the sentence.
That's so hard. That's gonna be hard. You're gonna hate yourself for doing that.
I
like,
have
this
a
hard.
notepad right now, and I'm
Yeah,
literally like
she's
typing
keeping-
out memorable sentences.
You're bugging right now.
How do you vanquish your foes, Turtle Man?
Oh god.
Sometimes, I just go fucking ape shit, and
What is your
He's
armor
a
class,
monk,
Turtle
probably. He's a
Man?
fucking monk. I bet
He
you.
doesn't
Punches
know his
people.
armor.
I
What
swear
is
to
your
God.
HP, armor class, and stat distribution, Turtle Man?
He just giggles.
Charles is frantically
Yeah.
trying to find where he
Yeah.
can see his armor class in.
Absolutely unmeant to
Buying time.
Yes.
So you would just like know that you're like strong if you had a high strength.
Okay, so I'm looking at him. What do I pick up on? Like, it should be pretty obvious, right? Like, does he have any
So,
weapons? Does he have
He
armor?
has a good. He has
On his back,
Cock.
you can see that poking out over his shoulder is the large hilt of a great axe,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
his arms are like ripped. Like
Oh!
you haven't seen like I said, these probably no one in Mirth has seen individuals that look like this before, so you're not sure, but like he seems swole for
I should be able to
for
arm
his,
wrestle him
for his stature.
to so I can test. See what
You can
happens.
if you want to.
Wait, didn't I beat you at an arm wrestle?
I know, but yeah, either you or me. Either you or me. I think he whooped my ass too. That's the crazy part.
You can do it.
He beat the shit. So, who's closer to him? Me or I think I'm closer.
You are in between them.
And you said that your bird friend can only repeat what we say, eh?
That's correct.
Okay.
And one thing I'll know is that as you've been talking with them, you're not really able to tell like if they seem earnest. That is me hitting
This is from my
hooking in your
perspective.
inside check them earlier. No,
Yeah.
Jake.
Oh,
Your character. They also, I will add that Charles, and I don't know, your characters aren't yet aware of any of these people's names outside of the fact that
I
Jake's
said I was
character
Tony
has said.
Rigatoni.
Oh, okay. So you know that the
yeah,
human
I
man
think I
is
asked
Tony
that.
Rigatoni,
Mhm.
and you've seen two more come up behind them.
Yes.
One of which is roughly 6 feet tall, like kind of like preppy clothing, like white leather. But
Let me
some of it
introduce
is
you to
kind
my
of torn-
team, Turtle Man.
Yes. Some of it is kind of torn up, but he has like a high neck. It comes up in like a high neck collar, and there's like shoulder length white hair that drapes over his back. The other one is a
He also
so
has ADHD.
that is he is a half elf. You can tell by his like more sleek features that he's a half elf.
Okay.
The other is much more stocky, musculature dwarf.
Yo, I shot up to him, my arms and legs are whipping back and forth, like pumping. I fucking walk up to Turtle Man and Bird. I like nod my head and I said, "Fucking gnomes." And then I stick my stubby, grubby hand out and I go to shake the Turtle Man's hand.
All right. Well.
Why only Turtle Man?
Name's Jorgen von Pickle.
In response, I show my hands out and say, "Fucking no."
I like that. That's good.
I accept your handshake. Nice to meet you, Jorgen. I give
Nice
you
to
a
meet you too.
two-hand handshake.
Can I
I'm
ask?
vigorously
You
shaking
do like the
it
Trump
out.
handshake where you
Yeah.
pulls you in really aggressively.
And while you do that, while you have one hand, I put my other hand and I just caressed your shell. I just like one of my stubby fingers just slide down and it makes like a
Ew.
squeaky noise.
And I can now imitate the squeaky noise.
Can I ask them how long have they been traveling together? And they don't have to tell me anything. But I'm just curious.
Just ask them. You don't
I'm
have to ask if
asking.
you can
I'm
ask.
asking. Okay, I'll ask them.
We have been traveling together for the past year in search of lands beyond here.
Oh, I see. Okay, so how was conversation with like with you and bird person?
Fairly normal.
Yeah, mostly. I mean, I never
like,
disagree
wait,
with anything she says.
You know
That's
what?
crazy.
There's a movie where like there's like a goat that yells in the mountains and then it echoes back and then he yells back at it because he's getting
Oh, I
angry and
see
talking back.
Oh
That's what's happening right here.
Let's see what's happening here. All right. Would you like to? We're also heading in this direction. Would you like to band together for a while? Then we can see what we're doing at the next town.
Think it
You're
over.
also
Sure.
things.
What's the reason for going to the next town over? Just curious, just asking, friend to friend.
Wait, what was the question? Why are we
Well,
going to the next town?
yeah, why are you going there?
Why are we going there?
Wealth.
Okay.
Primarily
Street.
so Will can get a great crossbow that rolls 1d10 for damage instead of
We,
1d10.
we are just looking for fame and glory. We travel where the world takes us.
No, we are a ragtag group. We stumble across. We stumble across each other. We're just traveling together.
I look at Dwight and I want to persuade him. I want to persuade him just with my eyes to make him shut the fuck up.
Cast
You better roll.
Wait. Wait. Can you
What?
also watch this video real quick?
You can try to roll insight if you
Yeah,
want.
go ahead.
Insight. Oh shit. Where's my shit?
Beat a 25.
I don't even know if it's possible for you to beat it. The only way you could win
Oh,
is
you
if you
rolled natural
crit.
20.
Yeah, that's the
Oh
only way.
man. Where's my insight?
Hope for that magic 20.
Okay. Come on, baby.
I glare at Dwight and he stops mid-sentence.
Yeah, Castaway, you feel like kind of awkward, like maybe you should hold your tongue a little bit. You are still like sitting arms draped over each of these two strangers, but you start to hold your tongue and let Tony take charge.
Fuck off.
We all have our various reasons for heading to Thaves, but we've been together for some time now and vanquished many foes. If you'd like to join us, feel free.
Yeah.
I've
I
cut
mean-
people in half bigger than him. That's
You
why
know,
I'm
more
pointing
than-
at this Tony guy.
More than anything, I'm interested in vanquishing foes and facing horrible monsters in battle. So I think
too.
our interests
You're
are
with the right
aligned.
fucking squad. Let me tell you
Yeah.
about spiders. Bro.
Yes.
Alright.
Can I show him the scars we got? I'm showing him all the scars.
Well, I gesture them to. Oh, actually, I guess I fill them in with what we've done. So
But they
I
don't
don't
even
know,
know our
Brad,
names.
I actually
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
I
them. So
Yeah.
they'd have to
Brad,
like
you wanna
ask
give
you.
him? Or do you
Yeah,
want
no,
to
I was.
discuss those?
Don't worry, I was about to ask.
How?
Brad, do you just want to give him like a summary of what we've done? Because you have
Yeah.
better notes than I do.
Yeah, sure. So, let's say also,
Wait, what?
Are you guys
What
gonna-
time is it in the day?
so you guys awoke and it was morning time. This conversation has gone on for a bit, but it's
Well, let's
still
tell them
it's
while we
still
walk.
morning.
Let's tell
Exactly.
him.
So I was gonna say, like, did you guys want to go get your cart that's behind the boulders, and then like kind of both group up in a train on the road and make your way north?
Yeah, we'll run a
Yes.
train on each
Yeah,
other.
that's it. And then
Okay.
we'll go there.
Yeah.
All right. So marching formation. How are people going to be like in the carts? Is it the front cart?
I'm gonna be
Um,
as close as I possibly can be to Tortellini's shell.
Do we need 2 carts?
Wait,
guess
we're
we may as
taking
well.
both the cart
Yeah.
that we came from and their cart.
we could leave one if you want. There's enough room for everyone to fit.
Well,
in
why not
one of the
just
carts.
take both though?
Yeah, but like I feel like that's just cumbersome for no reason.
But
Like,
then
do we
can
have it?
sell
We're
the
not like
extra cart.
brother. How much is a
Right.
cart?
I want
in
to.
this
Yeah,
world,
how much does
bro.
the cart sell for?
Oh,
Yeah, I
like
want
a
to take
gold?
this shit too. I'll fucking take that shit and turn it
Like-
to scrap metal. Scrap.
Like
You can
a single gold.
Yeah, so
Brad,
it's like
you
not that
fucker.
much.
Okay.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
It's not-
You can't even appraise it? Don't we have an appraisal? Isn't that a,
Brad
is
already
that a
said it was
skill?
1 gold.
Yeah, Brad said it's a gold. Who gives a
Best I
shit?
can do with 1 gold.
Yeah.
I thought gold was a lot.
Which cart is nicer? I kind of, for some reason in my mind, our cart was rag shag. Like,
It was.
garbage. Because it wasn't even our cart. We don't have a cart. We just
You
found
guys
the
don't.
cart.
You guys don't even know how it got there.
Yeah.
Cassoulet, you have that vision so that you think that you were like riding the cart forward and like taking everyone with you, but you don't really. You're not sure if that was real. Like
Oh,
you guys don't know how the fuck you woke up there being that cool.
That's
I think
fine.
taking that cart is bad juju anyway.
If it's worth 1 gold.
We'll just take
I'm-
the nicer
I'm
cart and
out.
continue.
We could just walk. We can walk and talk.
All right, so they can just slow down. You guys could all fit in the back of the
Who's
cart.
pulling that? Who's pulling their cart?
They have a
Charles
horse.
Oh.
Just put the horse in the back and have Dwight pull it. Can I roll persuasion to get Dwight to pull it?
Can I?
I'm gonna roll
No,
persuasion.
just let the horse.
Damn it.
If Dwight doesn't
gonna
want
do it.
Cassoulet, if Dwight doesn't want Cassoulet to do it, he doesn't have to.
What is the point of having persuasion if you can't make other people play their characters how you want them to play them?
Can I check? Is there like what would I have to roll to see what kind of stuff they have on them?
Hey!
You could
looking
you
at?
could roll perception.
Well, they should just be
Perception?
able to see everything we have
Yo.
plainly. Like everything
That's true.
But
Yes,
it's-
you guys can just tell them what you guys have on yourselves.
I don't even know what I have. Let me see.
Anything that would be in plain vision.
So this I grab Will by his like he's being all sulky and I grab him by the cuff of his shirt and pull him up. This is Whale Street. He's our ranger. Good at perception, kind of a bitch, sees a deer, runs off into the forest, but an amazing shot in the bow. He's most of our DPS. This is Jorgen Long Pickle. Kind
Jorgen!
very, very slow, deathly afraid of fire, a paladin.
Fuck that shit.
Not so good at fighting things because he's constantly running out after them because he's very short. But he's got spirit. He's got the warrior spirit. Cassoulet, the barbarian, takes a lot of damage, does a lot of damage, kind of dumb.
Misses a lot.
I'm the leader of this ragtag group of idiots. I'm Tony Rigatoni. I have charisma. I'm a bard.
Do I see them have
This
any
is my-
amount of
this is my
gold
drum.
versus, any
What was the question?
trinkets? Do they have?
Trinkets.
Am I able to see if they have any trinket or like nice little trinkets or any?
Yo, you're dead
gold?
as a thief. Fuck
She's
off.
One-
probably a crow.
One thing you'll,
Yeah, it's a
you'll
crow, so
notice,
she likes shiny things.
tucked into his
Oh.
belt, Tony has a book. You don't know the purpose of it. Jorgen around his neck, he
Tony
has
with that book. Sorry.
around Jorgen's and Jake. I'm talking not about the book that you got from the ruins. I'm talking about the one that you've been working on.
Yes, very good.
And Jorgen around his neck, there is a pendant it's kind of like a cross, except the top of the cross, it's not just a line, it like is a loop, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
But
It looks like an
other
omelet.
than that, not a lot of little trinkets and
What happened to the captain's badge thingy?
That is presumably still in Tony's bag.
Gotcha.
Oh, I remember when I fucking bonked his head.
So so you guys, I'm assuming all hop into their cart, assuming that Tortellini and invite you guys.
Wow.
We do.
Do you guys? Okay, yeah. So everyone hops in the car, and you guys, give a little snap to the reins, and the horse slowly makes way. It's like a walking pace. It's comfortable, and you guys begin to talk. Tony sharing with you the events of their travels this far. So this group had gotten together. Initially coming from different directions, some coming from Nespin, the town south of Ruth. Others actually already having been northward into other towns. Others returning home to Ruth. They had all gathered with another member of the team who is now missing. They've let you know. The other member who was named Malachus, he was a weird lad, randomly went into rages and had like these glowing runes all over his body.
Did like 60% of our total damage, but whatever.
Yeah, so he's missing. He's like, we'll get to that. But basically, they all met up in this town, Ruth, which is like, you guys passed through it and you saw that it was like a really small town. There were literally like 8 buildings. There was this really weird guy that you guys didn't see because you didn't stop at the town. You just kept traveling through.
Tiv.
But his name was Tiv. And it was really weird. They all literally just keep talking like it's almost like a routine where like they'll just in conversation say fuck Tiv because like everyone really didn't. He was this weird kind of sketchy guy, maybe sketchy, acted way too friendly to actually be that friendly, who ran a quote unquote hay emporium. And somehow the first thing they did in this town was like for a pretty decent fee considering the task, they went to fetch some hay from a broken cart he had down the road. They had ended up finding some
money to put a down payment on like a house. To like go get some bales of hail.
There's dead ass drugs in the hill.
Not necessarily on a house, but like,
bro,
like it could
was it like 50 gold?
No, that was the
bartender.
Okay. He paid you guys like I think this in total like 10 gold, but still 10 gold is like 10 carts worth of gold. So when they got to the cart of hay, it was kind of thrashed around. They found 2 gnolls, which are like tall humanoid like hyena creatures, almost like they've been morphed like from hyenas into something more monstrous.
They look like Hogger.
Yeah, kind of. Well, no, you're thinking of WoW.
Yes.
Gnolls in this look a little different.
Don't they look identical to that?
It's gnolls with a G, right?
Yeah, it's gnolls with a G.
Just like Hogger.
This is what gnolls look like in D&D, the D&D world.
How does that not look like Hogger?
Maybe
it does look like Hogger.
Like Hogger. Really? Okay, then it looks like Hogger.
Who is also a gnoll.
Anyway, so yeah, they get that, and the cart is thrashed, so they head back to town, carrying some of the hay. It was pretty, like a very large hay bale, like the kind of like giant ones you see when you're driving on the road, and it's like what, like why do they need this much hay? They take it back. He gives them the reward.
They don't give a fuck about that for it.
Well, that's when they noticed that the town bar was like thrashed. The barkeep tells them, "Hey, listen, these dudes came in and threatened me, thrashed the bar until I gave them my basically my stash, his life savings." He said that he had a second smaller stash that he would give them, as well as the entirety of that stash, just for the sake of fucking those guys up, basically.
Ooh.
They headed down the road, but on the way down a western road towards the lone mountain that you guys are aware of, it's called Mount Rayun. They got fucked up in there were 3 goblins, and literally the goblins just had perfect shots and literally just dropped Tony. He almost died, but they got back to they got back to the bar. They slept it off for the night. They then made off again down the road. After having kind of a strange encounter, they warn you that the wizard of that town is a douchebag. They dislike him, and he's just an old fart that no one really liked that much. But they got a decent deal on some health potions, so I guess that was okay. They continue on down the road, fighting some more goblins off, seeing some of these thugs with thrashed up armor along the way until they get to the mountain. they climb the mountain and find the ruins of this ancient society. You guys are aware of this too, that basically all throughout these lands, there are just constant ruins with no recorded history of like the society that must have placed them there. But making camp in this like castle-like ruin at the top of the mountain were these thugs, or what they thought were thugs. The group proceeded to just like beat the shit out of all of them, literally decimate this whole group. They were
I
running.
told them we gave them every chance to leave. Well, I gave them 50 chances to leave. It wasn't a sneak attack. It was not a sneak attack. It was self-defense. And I stand by that.
So yeah, it started off nice and then slowly turned into a slaughter. They killed like 12 people.
Genocide.
At some point, they
That was
realized
when I
that
could
these
like
weren't
from the dick. Oh, by the way.
that this was Castaway pipes in. That's what happened because yeah, actually multiple people were almost cut in half by Castaway in this encounter. With her great axe is actually similar in build, although there's some small design distinctions between Tortellini, your great axe, and hers. Hers is less ornate, less intricate. It seems more like it's just crudely fashioned for a culture that is just hell-bent on just killing shit. Whereas yours seems like it wasn't initially intentioned for battle so much as it was for a display of force, if that makes sense. It has some like more ornate metal and swishes and some carvings into it, so it looks a little bit more elegant, but they're similar in stature and altogether just as efficient at fucking people up.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, they
smell money.
well, it's not it strangely you don't think that his great axe would make him better at hitting things or doing more damage.
Magical, maybe. It's not a great axe of +1. It's just a great axe of look cool.
Yeah. So with that, they slaughtered everyone. They actually at the end they got into the throne room that was strangely preserved because these ruins, keep in mind, were like thousands of years old, presumably. But these ones and some of the ruins that you've seen throughout your travels are mysteriously maintained. They don't give off a magical essence, but it's almost as if magic would have had to keep them around for them to still be in that state. They were in disrepair, but not enough disrepair for their age. They get into the throne room and they convince some of the last remaining soldiers that were with this commander. And forgot to mention that basically at some point in this fray, they find out that, and they realize through some insignias on the armor of these thugs that they're not actually thugs. They are very lowly, like foot soldiers, not even really trained soldiers. It's more like they were just hired thugs who are now tax collectors for the government. And basically, they had just been really shitty people in their approach to that. They had been thrashing and stealing from people and taking more than their assigned amount of taxes to take. They convinced the remaining 2 or 3 guards in the throne room with their commander, who was wearing much more shiny, gilded armor, to just leave. They're like, dude, this guy is literally saying he doesn't give a shit about you right now. He is literally saying he would kill you right now for your insubordination, for even considering what I'm saying to you. And then he'll kill us. He's literally just an awful dude. So they dip. They have a giant number advantage on this guy and just slaughter him. He drops his sword and it turns to dust. He had one sword that looked like more uniform with the rest of his armor, and it had some features that seemed to be more normal for this military uniform type stuff. But the other sword was ornate. It looked like it was from a different time. It seems as if he probably had found it here, in those ruins. It falls, turns to dust, and goes under a runic door. Before doing that, it like goes in. Castellet inhales it, and she passes out.
Fuck you.
They try to follow. As they approach the runic door, it opens, and this magical fog slowly seeps into the room. They try to get the fog to stop. Castellet is still unconscious, and they find at some point that it basically drives them mad. And for a short time, when breathing in, there was a chance that they could just lose their mind and attack whatever humanoid-like thing was near them. They find out how to turn it off just in time as the room and everything was almost engulfed by this rage-inducing fog. And then they continue down into this like carved-out cave. They don't fight. They encounter a dark apparition. It's like a shadow. Not really. It was amorphous, and it talked telepathically to them. It wasn't present, but it was.
Like a Void Walker.
It looked like a Void Walker, correct? And it basically like said like, "Hey, Malachus, the dude who is no longer present, he has a job to do. I set him out on a mission, and you have all gotten in the way. Stop, or there will be consequences." With that, it fades, and they find on a round stone table a shiny, like gilded sword with an ornate hilt with gems in it. Jorgen goes to pick it up with a lot of hesitation and prodding from his group. And runes actually glow and morph over the silver blade. They're like purpley, kind of white, and they morph around and turn, and they're fluid until they slowly form. And the blade actually names itself. They form the word Dominion.
What? This is me telling the story, right?
It is. I'm just.
So as I say this, I look over at Jorgen now, who looks down at his like sword. I imagine is holding his now broken, completely shattered to shit sword.
The two of you look over as Tony references it, and you see Jorgen with a tear streaking down his cheek, holding the blade of a sword like this. It seems like a very well-formed blade, and the blade itself definitely it glistens, but there are no runes on it, and it's broken off where there should have been a hilt. There's a jagged stuff like a jagged scrape.
I mutter under my breath. That shit was so overpowered.
So overpowered, how did it randomly go?
Tony continues that he lost one of the most powerful items in all of history.
My hat! My hat!
Tony so Whale had killed a raccoon, a mom raccoon who had a newborn family.
That part is actually important.
Tony turned the fur into a hat, which is mysteriously gone upon them waking up.
Which is why
can I tell them that whole thing with the squirrel took about like an hour and a half, by the way?
Yeah, Castellet talks about how ridiculous that conflict was and how it just took way too long. And Whale had gotten some special arrows that were like extremely well crafted and almost had like an aura about them from the same ruins. Those were also missing upon their the time that they awoke. But with that, they got it up and left. As they exited the ruins, Castellet regained consciousness. They returned to town. They got the reward from
Castellet whispered something inane and like didn't really make sense. Something about getting back from work or like really. No one could really decipher it. It didn't really make any sense. But,
but yeah, so with that, they made their way back to Ruth. They got a reward. Had a quick sermon with a strange priest who was preaching the word of Torm, the god of like nature and serenity.
Of marijuana.
He may or may not have what he called incense made the group feel happy and hungry. He wafted it at them.
And my eyes hurt though.
And with that, they all continued north. Up towards Estla with the ultimate goal of going to Thebes for individual reasons, but all content with working together to get to their final destination. They came to a clearing that you guys remember, because you actually remember it was strange that the clearing had a bunch of these like it looked like the ground had been like tilled in random lines. They had
been attacked by Rek'Sai.
That they got attacked by a bunch of these bug-like burrowing creatures, and that was a harrowing fight. They continued on, and then a giant storm basically made them lose the path where it had gotten to be a little bit more ambiguous, not necessarily obviously a path, but more just like a clearing through the trees. They got lost and were off east from the road when they ran into a group of spiders, like very giant spiders, and a shit ton of them at night. It was a very intense fight. people were getting chomped up and poisoned, and it was looking like Castaway was going to die. As Tony describes, she was just completely engulfed by these giant, like, writhing spiders that were just tearing into every part of her body.
Huge
At
spiders.
that moment, huge. At that moment that a giant troll came out of the woods and just started beating the shit out of these spiders. It was like one-shotting them. It was biting their arms off. It was going crazy, and they all ran away. They found a way back to the road and continued north when they happened upon a small house off to the right of the road. They noticed that the house was getting invaded by gnolls, the same creatures that they had ran into 2 of them earlier. So they presumed that these creatures were up to no good, attacked, got in a fight, killed 3 of the gnolls in the house, and 4 of the gnolls had made off through the backyard and through a gate through some hedges into an orchard. They had kidnapped an old man. They looked through a battered and bashed door to see a woman in the fetal position crying, and they then made her feel bad for not doing more.
That's not how I remember it happening.
That's
not how I remember it happening.
She basically was traumatized. She was traumatized by these gnolls attacking and kidnapping her father, and they were all like, "Wow, you suck. You didn't do more to help. What the fuck?"
I was just
I
mad.
don't remember that. That's not what. No.
And
I was just mad.
Tony explains that is when their memory just it stops randomly with no explanation. They have bits and fragments of memories of things that occurred in the interim, but they feel like it had been days when they suddenly awoke by the boulder in a cart that they had not had before. They were on foot before. They don't know how they had the cart. They all have bits and pieces of their own memory, but that's when they met you.
Yay!
And with that, you guys have been traveling for, this is a long conversation. It was like a 3 or 4 conversation because, Tony was really going into details and giving his perspective and some nice stories, some funny jokes and anecdotes in the way. And suddenly you notice that, it's a very flat plains, but you see that they're actually there's like a caravan approaching you. It's like very, very far. It's just a small dot, but you can tell that it is a hooded cart. What do you say? What is it called? A wagon? Like a wagon with a cover, a covered wagon. And you can see from the shift of them that there's at least one more behind it, and it's making its way in the opposite. It's heading southward. You're heading northward on the same trail. And with that, let's take like a 5-minute bathroom and refill drink break.
Oh, so after that, we can finally begin. Holy shit.
There's a lot to catch them up on.
Yeah.
Did they even catch half of that? Because I was there. I was present for most of that, and I didn't even catch that.
Well, now you know.
And now you know.
Now you know.
Okay.
Catch up on the
All right.
night.
I'm going to go empty my ridiculously full bladder. See you guys in 5 minutes.
Sounds good. I'm going to go fill up my vodka cup.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
You should be drinking for this, yes.
Thanks.
It's true. Let's talk to Charles. You gotta drink for this. We literally our number 1 DPS just inexplicably vanished.
It is true, isn't it?
That's true. Oh, I can use this time to make my fucking ass blaster noodles. Holy shit. If you guys want any, just let me know.
I don't really know what you
Oh, what
just
did you
said.
say?
My ass blaster noodles.
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
I'm gonna be honest. I was playing Orna that whole time. So.
I was too.
Yeah, I was playing Orna that.
I'm level 69.
I don't even know my level. Level 64. Ooh, shit.
You know, Addison is level 91.
Jesus Christ.
I can see. What? Let me see.
I feel like it's better to play this in the daytime. I don't know why. I feel like the amount of drops I'm getting right now is like shit.
Yeah. What's your wait? Your name is Heck of a Pony.
Yeah. I'm like, I've been for like 1 hour. I haven't gotten like any new items at all.
I sent you a request. Let me go. Oh god, it might take me like a few minutes to make these noodles. So I'm gonna be here. Just I can put. I'll be here. It's okay. Just, oh.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you for welcoming me back.
Thank you for thanking me for welcoming you back. Hello?
What's up?
Is everyone back or are we still?
I just got back, so I don't know.
I have to move my laptop still. That's cool that y'all are playing.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm hyped.
I was strongly suspicious of Ayana joining us today, but I did not expect the Turtle Man.
The boy.
Didn't we
The
talk
lad.
to Charles about this literally earlier today, and Charles just had to lie to our faces?
Just simply lie.
Yeah.
He's simply able to look at me and lie like that,
Yeah,
lie over the
and
internet.
Put on my disinterested voice, which in fact is
Which
just
is
my
Charles'
default
only
voice. Yeah.
Is a deeply excited voice also,
Charles the moderately annoyed voice.
which is the same voice he picks when he chooses a Braum into a team where no one counters Braum, which is not a team that exists.
I would be down to play Ezreal ADC at some point this evening.
That
depending
is
on what I'm
epic.
of.
I think after this I'll probably have to go to bed, but
On Monday.
tomorrow sounds
Monday.
good. Monday.
Come day. Come day. I want to be. What? What does it do? It does seem pretty bad. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to find generators.
Charles, I am working the hell out of this case study right now. On
yeah.
God, it's gonna be
Bing bang boom.
ready.
Which
Right.
company
Hello?
is it?
It's
That
for
the
the
game company?
Lion Studios, yeah.
Very hype.
Big gamer.
Yeah, I'm a gamer.
I do play video games occasionally.
Alright, who are we missing?
Yeah, is everyone here?
Is Steven there? Steven.
I'm here.
I
What's
think
up?
Dwight's making
Steven's here.
food, so we might need to wait.
Oh yeah, and Dwight.
I'm
What's
also
Dwight
making
making?
food, but I'm here.
I'm
He's
here.
making his noodles he's talked about for days.
Wait, guys, I'm here.
Hello.
We hear you, fucking Jesus Christ.
We're just waiting on Dwight then.
It's also got to be said that Will's not drinking alcohol.
I'm about to actually.
I am too. I just refilled.
On God.
Yeah.
I had
Vodka
one.
and strawberry guava juice.
Steve, I'm gonna make this nice
Oh,
ass
that's
teriyaki
perfect.
chicken from Trader Joe's. The kind that tastes like panda.
Holy.
Oh,
That's too loud for you, Charles.
My delicate ears.
so it's illegal to speak in most parts of the day for software engineers.
Yeah.
Or Will, do you want a beer?
No,
What the fuck, Will?
I can turn you down on that one. But I will make a whiskey and a Coke. Did you already make one?
Yeah, I already had one.
Nice.
Drank that, and I already drank a grape
Ugh,
grape juice vodka thing.
very nice.
Oh.
Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da.
Charles.
Yeah.
Guess exactly what I'm drinking. It is alcohol.
Oh, is it the pickle dill thing?
No, that shit was. Oh, that shit was actually awful. Jake.
That's-
The pickle thing was horrible. It was like
Oh, yeah, that's
so
depressing.
shitty.
That's really
It didn't
unfortunate.
taste anything like dill or pickle. It just tasted like nasty alcohol. Like it was. I was like, this is bullshit. I even ate a pickle. I ate one of the pickles, and it tasted just like random alcohol.
Oh fuck.
No, because I mildly enjoyed it.
Artificial.
Yeah, Will said, "Oh, it's not that bad." And I was like, "The fuck's wrong with you?"
Damn.
Anyways, Charles, you
Yeah.
have another guess.
Let me guess. Rum and Coke.
Nope.
Scotch and
Nope.
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
You're getting closer.
Off.
No.
Uh,
By closer, I meant you went from mixed drink to like a pre-made thingy.
okay. Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
You know, why the fuck were you in my room?
Huh?
Is it a beer?
Yeah.
Is it Blue Moon?
Oh.
Is that all you got? You're not
Is
gonna
it
try and guess a flavor?
Corona? Is it?
You
Oh,
gotta guess everything, every detail.
Jesus.
Christ.
Is it is it like a lemon flavor deal?
No.
Is it a strawberry flavor deal?
No.
Okay.
You're getting further away.
Oh jeez.
Charles
Oh,
literally
no.
already basically guessed it perfectly, but Steven wants him to fucking
Blue
say
Moon.
it perfectly.
I need a flavor.
Blue Moon with lime.
No.
Oh Jesus. Fuck man. Wait, where was I close? Give me that.
I can't.
Blue Moon.
Yeah, Jake knows where.
yeah. Oh, is it like one of those Blue Moon flavors? I know they have like apricorn as one, and they have
Isn't an apricorn something in Pokemon?
It is.
yeah, well, it's also a fruit.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Isn't an apricorn is a fruit? No, no.
I am trolling. You're right. It's an
Okay,
apricot.
yeah, Charles
Apricorn.
is actually
I'm like, are you sure?
Just acting Charles has such confidence.
I was like, am I the
I'm a
apricorn?
software engineer. I'm a senior software engineer. I'm a data architect. I should fucking know.
I simply
It's
named
within Charles'
fucking
No,
a fruit
fucking
native to the Johto region.
R/confidently incorrect.
I don't know why I want to like beer so badly, but I just can't.
Well, do you like? I feel like-
Jazz.
Charles, you're not done guessing.
Okay. Oh, what's the other Blue Moon flavor they have? I'm trying to think. All I know is the apricot one, and because I remember it because it was bad. What other flavor could it
Jake,
be?
if you know flavors, you can guess too.
I have no
Jake,
idea what
I'm
flavor.
passing over to the State Farm analyst desk. Okay. Okay.
Blue Moon, I didn't know Blue Moon had flavors.
How about vanilla?
Ew, God.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to come up with a reasonable guess.
Raspberry cream ale.
Who just Who just got
Man,
popular?
said vanilla.
I don't know, dude. I don't know
Nuts
the
brown
freaking-
ale.
Fucking said Blue Moon vanilla flavor.
I don't know the other Blue Moon flavors other than apricot.
Citrus wheat.
It's mango.
Mango wheat.
Oh,
Yeah.
mango wheat. Oh, that's.
He
neat.
said apricot. That's basically a mango.
Yeah, wait. I don't even know if there's actually an apricot one. I might have just been thinking of mango. Here, let me see.
I want to like beer so fucking bad, but I just can't. I just have to pour this
Oh
out. I
no,
just
I
can't
said
fucking
they
do
have
it.
both.
I just
They have
can't.
both. Sip
You
it.
can
Like,
drink
pour it into your
whiskey, but
mic
not
and I'll
beer?
drink it.
That's wild.
That's a good point, actually, Charles.
What'd you
Yeah.
say, Brad?
You can drink whiskey, but not beer.
Yeah. Like I said, that's because whiskey is for numbing the pain.
Is Dwight back yet?
No.
Will's making frozen rice in a bag.
Ew.
What am I supposed to drink? Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll drink some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, you should.
Oh man,
Do we have any clean, clear cups?
clean, crisp calls, calm plays.
Talking before we go 0-15 in lane.
Hey, classic.
Yo, who wants to
classic.
do WoW PvP with me?
I'm fucking voting on not it for me.
I'm putting my finger on my nose.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna drink tequila straight from the bottle.
Enjoy. Drink responsibly.
Just as God intended.
Yeah. Hey, this shot glass has a turtle on it.
Hell yeah. Why do I feel like you originally looked for someone that was a frog, but you couldn't, so you settled with a turtle?
And then Brad said you could be a turtle. Was probably what
Yeah.
happened.
Well, Ayana sent me a list of all the races, and I saw the turtle one at the
Doesn't that
bottom.
look nice,
I
Will?
think.
Master Ube.
Yeah, that's
I think it looks nice.
But with an axe.
yeah. Ayano has updated her drawing, so
Yeah, it's a little.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
good.
Lion, imagine if you weren't muted though. Just like like that would be fucking crazy.
In a world.
Wanna sit?
When I'm not
fucking
muted.
muted.
I realized the proportions of my other turtle was fucked up.
Yeah, my proportions are just unreal. Ripped. Alright, let me take a shot.
Pouring up some whiskey and Dr. Pepper. Ba, 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 ba. And I'm gonna make it extra strong, just like D's.
D's Ligma.
D's what? One might ask. When I slyly respond. I just put ice cube in here, put a bunch of whiskey in here, and now I'm just thinking about just drinking just the whiskey and not putting Dr. Pepper in.
Whiskey on the rocks.
Whiskey on
On these
Cock.
nuts. Yeah.
Cox. Pretty sure the proportion I just made this cup is like 1-to-1 whiskey with Dr. Pepper. So I don't know how that pans out realistically.
Whiskey on my croc. Whiskey in my crocs.
My Crocs.
Yeah.
My Crocs in sport mode.
Yeah.
You ever wear your headset and you get it close to the microwave while it's activating, and you can just
Yeah,
like
like it
feel the
crackles.
radiation? Yeah.
No,
Yeah, like
I'm
a-
wired.
Imagine being poor, Charles.
Yeah.
See what this check looking ass.
Yeah.
Simply can't find the money.
No.
This is my bank account budget. Can someone help? $3,200 to OnlyFans, $4,700 to anime premium.
Holy shit.
You guys like bigger spoons or smaller spoons?
In what context?
Any context. The argument is open.
They're all good.
That's the shittiest answer I've heard probably ever.
They're all bad.
I mean, that's maybe even worse, actually. The only argument I could have found that I would respect even less. Okay, I'm pouring the teriyaki chicken. It's all coming together. This is exactly what God intended.
Because we're waiting for people to get back.
Who?
People will be unnamed.
Oh, I was talking to my friend.
I just want to work at a video game company. I want to be a video game
Where
magnate.
is Dwight?
Magnate.
Went to make some noodles, I think he said.
Also, I feel like once you get into that type of industry, you just bounce around between different video game companies because so few people have that experience.
Such a specific thing to be a gamer, and then also finance boy.
Yeah. Especially because most people that have really strong high finance experience are like people that have trust funds and actively hate video games and are super snobby.
Yeah.
Like Will.
Yes.
Yes.
Why is this random fucking
That's my
arc name
biggest
still in there?
mannerism that I picked up from Charles is saying yes. Yes.
Yes.
Charles did start that. I think that's the only one that I have just performed a merger and acquisition upon is saying yes.
Although,
Acquired.
I don't know.
Hostile takeover, actually.
I feel like got that from Jake, but I'm not certain actually.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe it just yeah, I don't know.
Charles, you need to grow a
Who can
backbone.
tell?
Me.
Well, no, I'm just
Me.
investigating.
Me. No, don't do that. Ba, 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 ba.
Sleepiness. Oh.
Where the fuck is Dwight? Why are we fucking waiting on him still? Jesus Christ. 5-minute fucking break. Hello? There he is.
He grunted
Asshole.
here.
What I do?
5-minute break. 5-minute break.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Is everyone here?
Oh, I went thinking you guys were just gonna continue.
Why would we do that? Fucking.
All right, so let's continue. Now that we're back, you guys are on the cart, having Tony having just finished his long-winded recollection of the group's experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Tortellini, and do you have any like questions or anything else you want to ask about them? Ask everyone, rather.
Hold on, 1 second. Oh, let me get back in the mindset.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel.
Charles is crawling back in his turtle shell. His
Just
life-size
getting
turtle
on all
shell.
fours and just putting an enormous like the couch cushion on his back.
Charles' life-size turtle shell he's purchased off Amazon for $3,700.
His entire stimmy
Yeah.
just went into that shit.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't have any more questions for you. That was a pretty epic recounting. I appreciate that info that you provided. I'm looking over at
Me.
Bird.
Just curious, just asking friend to friend. I'm pointing at Jorgen's neck pendant. What's that?
Wait, how are you asking? What's that?
Oh.
There's certain phrases that I'm sure I've just like generic phrases I've heard throughout my lifetime. Like something like "what's that?"
Okay.
I think.
I said
Okay,
what's that?
so-
What does it sound like? What does it sound
Gotcha.
like?
Oh,
I
okay.
guess that
So
would
you can
sound
say
like
what's that? So yeah, the bird-like creature.
Whose voice is it?
Oh no, because that was like Charles's nearly whole sentence was just curious, just asking friend to a friend. I don't think he said "what's that" though. Maybe.
I did say what's that in a different context, but
Ayano can fucking
You can say
default
that.
to saying something that Charles once said in their years of traveling together. At some point, he has said, "What's that?"
So
Like,
No, I'm only asking.
the bird points to the symbol, the pendant around Jorgen's neck, and asks, "What's that?" But the voice is in Tortellini's voice.
Okay. Talking about the pendant around my neck.
Yeah,
Pendant in your
the cross with a loop at the top.
Jake.
Jake said it looks like an ankh, which might be.
What if I just?
Yes, it's an ankh. It is actually an ankh.
Well, you see, I'm what you would call a holy man, a armored holy priest paladin man, and this represents that.
There are no holy midgets.
is the ankh that like Egyptian?
What do you mean? I got
symbol?
3. Hey.
Or is it a
yes, but it
cross?
apparently has some other meaning in this game.
Okay.
but-
I was thinking of the character from Yu-Gi-Oh that had exactly that. So
Probably.
Brad, am I able to
Yes,
stick
it is
two
used as a
phrases
symbol.
together, or is it just phrases in general?
The healing ankh apparently is a card in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm
Is
sorry.
it-
What was your question?
Am I able to stick phrases together, or is it just like a whole phrase?
It's in general whole phrases, but they can be like broken up kind of. So for example, if someone said like, "I went to the mountains," and then at a separate time they said, "I went to get milk," you could say, "I went to the mountains. I went to get milk." To say you went to
Gotcha,
the mountains
okay.
to get milk. But you have to say like the holistic phrases. You can't chop up and just have words, because then you would basically speak every language possible and have perfect.
Yes, got that. Okay. Because I was trying to mesh two phrases that Charles said, but I wasn't sure if I was able to do that or.
And if the phrases are already in short things, so like, "I have a shop. The shop sells blah." I don't have to say the whole "I have the shop sells blah." I could say "I have a shop," and then just use that.
I have a shop that sells.
You have to say a whole sentence.
Yes, correct.
You have to say it, the end in the period.
Yes. All right. So with that, this happened before you guys noticed the caravan far ahead of you. Charles, you were the first to notice it, being the, I don't know what we call it, the pilot, the rider
That is it.
of this card.
I am the pilot. Yeah. The
He put his aerospace goggles on.
shotgun.
He does have round spectacles, so straps on spectacles. So yeah,
Can I-
you notice that there are these cards. Everyone else is kind of enthralled in the conversation, so
Mhm.
you're the only one aware at this point in time.
Can I see who's driving the carts?
It's still you can roll perception to like look as you get closer, but from here it's like you can just tell that there is probably more than one
We
covered
should.
wagon.
I assume I'm sitting next to Charles because I've been telling him this whole fucking shit.
So yeah, Tony, you're sitting next to him and talking to him, and you see his gaze kind of squint his eyes and look. So you can tell that he's looking at something, and you see the same thing.
All right.
One of you can roll a perception check with advantage.
I just tell him to stop. Like, all right, Tony. All right, Turtle Man, stop the cart. Whale Street. See if you can get some high ground and see who these people are. Everybody else, get to the side of the road.
There's no high ground. There are no hills. It's just a prairie right here.
Go to the
Whale Street. See if you can make out who they are and get into a defensive position. Everybody else, see if you can find some cover.
Wait, how many people are there?
There are some small bushes that people could try to hide from.
I just figure we'll nip off to the side and see, even if we can just hide behind grass.
You want to sprint off to the side, hide behind a bush, and then make a perception check.
Yeah.
Okay, since you're apart, you don't get advantage, but you can roll perception. The cart steadies to a halt. Tortellini, and are you guys going to stay on the cart, or are you going to listen to them and like make off to the side and hide and get ready for something?
I'm gonna personally listen to them and make off to the side.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
Okay.
What fucking class is Whistle?
She seems adept at she's
She's a rogue.
No.
Oh.
I'll just say she's a ranger. I was gonna try to be sneaky about it, but you can tell from the bow on her back.
Okay. Well, Rogue can use bows.
Oh well.
Yeah, Rogue's really good with bows actually, because they backstab on bow damage.
Well, regardless, she ain't a rogue.
Okay, well, that's fine.
So yeah, everyone gets off. There are some slightly larger boulders.
Strength boys to the front.
There are some slightly larger. Is anyone going to stay in the road to try to greet this caravan that is heading on down the road?
No,
we just let the cart go.
There's just a cart in the middle of the road. You're staying, Tony?
I'll stay in the front. I'll stay in front. Yeah, me and Thick Lass, we can stay in the front. Everybody else, I just want nearby, hidden, and I convey this to them, obviously.
All right, so yeah, everyone.
I'll make contact.
For the most part, this is like a prairie. There's some tall grass you can kind of shump into. There are some places where the grass fades and it's just dirt. Small bushes and other shrubbery.
And I hope we parked on the side of the road, so if they wanted to get riding by.
Yeah, the car is parked. It's kind of veered off just off the path. But it's
okay.
Yeah, so it's out of the way. They're still really far away, but they're getting closer now. Less than 1,000 feet away.
Oh shit.
So yeah, Whale gets off to the right side of the road and looks in. From this side point, now that it's gone closer, he can tell that it seems like there are 3 covered wagons. The front 2 of which, the last one is blocked, but the front 2 of which he can see has 2 riders in the front. You can't make out what's going on in the covered portion, but you can tell there are 3 and there's at least 4 people present.
We can't tell what the riders look like or anything.
They're humanoid, but he can't make out much more. They're getting closer, though.
Okay, we'll give it a bit.
Are you sitting on the car, or are you just standing in the middle of the road with Castellet?
I'll stand in front of it. Yeah, I'll stand in front of it with Castellet.
In front of the car?
I'm drawing something in the sand. In the road.
Castellet is uninterested.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So yeah, they slowly edge forward. They're not in a rush. It's kind of like a walking pace, but these are, as they get closer, you can tell donkey-drawn carriages.
Okay.
Not carriages, covered wagons.
Okay.
And as they get closer, you can tell that this is kind of a hodgepodge group. So Whale, from the side, you can tell that the second cart has 2 halflings who are driving the wagon. I don't know what word to use. I'm going to say driving. The front are 2 humans, and now you can see that the backmost cart has a dwarf and a human.
Okay.
Once again, you don't know if there are more people inside the wagons, but they're just, a steady little, I don't know how to do horse things. Like the little Thank you. Very good. Very good.
They're probably not
FX.
running.
They're not
They're
running, so it's like
walking. Yeah.
just a gentle patting of the hooves of these donkeys. There, just a little flick of the wrist with the reins every now and then, just to keep the donkeys honest, keep the donks honest. And they get closer, and you could tell now from this distance they're only a few hundred feet away. They were just distracted, chatting conversation, but they've clearly seen now that this cart that was approaching them has now veered off to the side road, and they watched as some figures like made off into the side of the road and are like apparently hiding. They don't see them anymore, and now their pace is slowed.
Sure.
Roughly 200 feet away, they stop and are just frozen there for a second. You can tell that they're like looking at you, not really certain whether they want to make a move or what they're going to do.
Right. Okay. I'll wave and I'll also
I'll
use message on. Are they 120 feet away?
Not quite. They're more like 200 feet away right now. If you started to watch them, you could.
Can
But
I
they do see the wave.
Can I see the dwarf?
From your perspective, you're on the left side of the road. You cannot see any of the dwarves.
I gesture to the team that like a cautious okay, like probably fine.
Okay.
Okay, so does the rest of the group all kind of like make their way to the path?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I walk up.
Right by the bush.
I walk up to Tony.
Will could stay. I just assume that Will is always going to be in a stealthy area of perception,
but for the most part, everyone else kind of like tensions fall, and everyone kind of like.
Yeah, I'm standing next to Tony, but my chest is all puffed out.
And so the two in front still seem uneasy. You can tell from their posture they're a little resigned. The one on your left, who looks to be a man, hops off the left of that cart, kind of like pats the donkey, and slowly walks up, and he's looking a little hesitant.
Okay. I'll approach him with.
Okay, you two walk up, and he gives like a timid nod and a small little half wave, and walks up.
Okay. Does he just keeps approaching us by himself?
He stops roughly like 30 feet away, maybe 40 feet away, and says, "Boy, hello there. You got any problems, friends?"
Oh no, we've encountered some hostility the last couple miles, last couple days. We're just cautious. We're just heading by.
Oh,
Do I see the dwarf?
What kind of? Everyone else is still in the carts. If you were to move to the side, you could get a better view. But at this point, the back carts are obstructed by the frontmost cart, in which you can see that there is a human woman still sitting in the cart. She has a cover over her hair, a white cover over her hair, kind of like a prairie dress.
Okay.
Long brown hair, pretty average. Other than that, this dude, same thing. He's not musculature, but he's basically not super muscly, basically. But he seems to have the body of a farmhand. He's used to like working with the land.
Dirty bunker, sir.
Alright.
He has extremely short hair, like he shaves it regularly. A little bit of a stubble.
Okay.
But yeah, Jorgen, unless you approach the carts, the wagons, you can't really make out much more than the frontmost people.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alright, go on.
Oh, sorry there, Fran. You said there were some bad guys up ahead.
Yeah. We've been jumped by spiders, gnolls, all sorts, trolls even. So we're just being safe. You know, you understand.
Oh. On the road?
On the road and off it. I mean, we've just been through here. Just the other day, we got into a nasty encounter. We hardly even remember what was over the last couple of days. So we're just trying to get to the closest area of safety, trying to head to Staves, to Restal.
Okay.
Anything back there that you might want to warn us about?
Oh well, there, friend. You had me wondering because the new military fort back there, it's normally less bustling.
Yeah.
Normally, you pass through. They have a bar for travelers, and no big deal. But this time, we were held up. They said, "Oh, what you doing there? What you want? Where you going? What's your business?"
I see.
My family and our friends here, we're just trying to start a new life outside of the city.
Yeah, man, I mean, makes sense to me. It's interesting to hear about those guards.
Yeah.
Mind yourself, though. We're probably just gonna get headed on our way, unless you have something to trade or you're interested in talking to us. I see no reason to hold you up or anything.
Did you hear anything in particular about what they were like looking for?
Oh well, there was some wanted postings up. I didn't really much look into them very much, but they had some pictures on them. I could tell from afar.
Oh yeah.
And there was apparently like a group of what was the one soldier saying? He said that everyone was needed to be documented going through the fort because a group of soldiers traveling out to these parts had been basically killed off.
Oh shit. That's
Damn,
crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but it's kind of weird. But those guys are probably really fucking strong.
Can you roll?
Can I roll?
Katsule
Roll
can roll
what?
with advantage. Roll with advantage. What is
To stop talking.
deception? Deception.
I'm the deception. What? Okay, I'm rolling it. I don't even
Okay,
have
thank
advantage.
God.
Oh wow.
Guys
Oh
are
yeah,
probably-
there, mate.
Those guys are probably really strong, kid.
Yeah, I don't have any idea either.
Enormous
I mean, I bet they would have to be strong there because soldiers are normally pretty trained. I don't know about this group. I mean, I have heard that sometimes going out into the outer rooms, they send some of their not as strong, but they're trained soldiers, I imagine. So I was pretty surprised to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know what accent I'm doing. I just want to say I have no fucking idea. So
It's fun.
just okay.
It's good.
It's like Southern Canadian.
What a nice guy.
It's like from Minnesota.
Minnesota. Hey, Minnesota.
Minnesota's basically Southern Canadian.
It's true, actually.
It's like,
So,
Well, friends.
how many guards did you see though? Do you just ask?
The whole fort was moving there. So, I mean, have you guys been through the fort? I know it's been put up kind of recently there, but have you been through?
headed back this way? No, the only one of us who've been over there is Well Street's back here, and now I'm doing your fucking accent. God damn it!
Contagious.
And he's only been there. I mean, last time he's been there is a year or so. He hasn't told us anything about that.
Oh yeah, there.
We think we're next to is Estel, right? That's right, geographically, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's new out of the last months. I went down maybe 3 months back, just kind of like surveying the land. I was looking for where we'd put up our new homestead. We have a little group here, as you can tell. He gestures back to his friends, and clearly it's not just his family, although you presume there's more than just the writers, but it's clearly a grouping of like-minded individuals who kind of want to start a little settlement, a homestead, live a little bit of a simpler life.
Nice.
I went back a few months back there, and it was chill. They have a tavern set up for passer-throughers and passerbys, and for the most part, the soldiers there were more like workers. They just worked the tavern. They were friendly. This time, not like that at all. No, they were on edge. People were moving about. They were gathering weapons. They mentioned. I actually we had a fun little game of dice with one of the soldiers at night when we stopped there, and he mentioned that they were actually sending out a huge regiment to set up a new outpost out here.
Did they say what they were looking for? Because we saw some gnolls and stuff.
Yeah, and spiders.
But did you see perchance if anyone played cards there when you played dice? Hmm?
Oh yeah, there were definitely card players. I myself, I prefer a good game of dice, but there's tables for all sorts of games you want. You got dragon chess, you got cards, you got whatever you want there. Oh yeah, but to answer your question, he gestures at Tony and Cassoulet.
Yeah, I figured out the rest of the party's probably walked up to approach me at this point.
Yeah. So I'm assuming everyone has now gathered. Everyone's just kind of like huddled around his cards. After seeing that it's like a friendly conversation, the rest of their cavern comes up, and now Jorgen, you can see that there is a dwarf and a human in the back of his car still. Yeah, you can see them still. They're
Can the
in the
dwarf
back
see
of
me?
the car. The dwarf can see you. The dwarf is holding the
You're a little
hand
too short for him to
of
see.
the human. There's a human man and a female dwarf. The dwarf and man are holding hands in the back of his cart, still sitting in the cart.
Okay, so this is what I do. As soon as that is dwarf looking at me.
Everyone is looking at the group in general, not
Okay.
necessarily one person.
So as the dwarf looks at me, I stare dead in its eyes and I start doing the Rasputin dance. If you look in Discord, I'm doing this to the other dwarf.
Why is this on that fucking game?
And I'm gonna
That is how they greet each other.
You're also clipping just like that.
Exactly.
Just like that joke.
And, I'm simply not gonna stop until the other dwarf says hello to me.
So she's
Oh, she! Wait, the dwarf's a she?
Yeah.
It's a female dwarf, a human man, and they're holding hands.
They're a couple.
Wait a second.
They're a couple.
They're holding hands, sitting in the back part.
The
group is having like a
Sarah and then look at his screen again.
As soon as I see them holding hands, my legs just stop moving and I just stand still.
Why?
It was a mating dance.
Oh,
I didn't do it to the other Bill.
so you're just saying hello.
Yeah.
What happened to
Yeah.
that Sebastian guy? Whatever the fuck his name was.
She gives a
Sylvester?
great. She has a light stubble, a little mustache.
As they do.
It's all slightly ginger, like
I love some grip.
not like kind of not a Barbie cut, but like short hair that goes just below her chin line. She gives like a little chuckle, like nervously gazes over her husband, who is more focused on the rest of the group than you, and chuckles and then just shakes her head and
Yeah,
keeps looking at the
and when
rest of
she
the
does
group.
that and I see them holding hands, I like look down at the ground, and you know how the shy dwarf in Sleeping Beauty looks down and like rubs the ground with his foot? That's what I'm doing.
Very specific. I'm not familiar with.
So Jorgen is a little taken aback at the lost chance for love.
He's
but the rest of
abashed.
the conversation, abashed. Very, very good.
Where
The
is
rest of the
I'm
group
peering-
continues the
Jorgen's
conversation.
slave?
I'm peering
left.
at.
Good left.
Where's Jorgen's slave?
Oh yeah, no one knows what happened to him. He disappeared that night with the spiders.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
just fucking gone.
Some people hear that to this day that there's a naked weird man.
He was the troll. He became the troll.
He just transformed to say this.
But yeah, so continuing the conversation with the rest of the group, the guy says that in his conversation with the kind of heavily drunk soldier that he was playing dice with. Oh yeah, the guy there mentioned that
It's Canadian though.
he's Southern Canadian, Minnesotan.
Minnesotan.
Oh yeah, they've been noticing that they had scouting parties following a pack of gnolls. It was small, it's been growing. There are suspicions that they have a leader who has been given the demonic power to actually make new gnolls. So
Wait, what?
I think we saw this Knoll.
Oh,
What?
Do they think that Knoll was the one who killed them?
they're okay. Wait, is that a question for the guy?
Yeah.
I didn't ask. They just said that I mean, maybe they're suspicious there, but they said that they had heard that there was a new pack of gnolls. Keep in mind, do you know about gnolls much, friend? I mean, they're not very common around here. They're normally
Brother, I tell
not a
you.
good sign.
I
They're
tell
normally...
you, part of the hostiles. I believe we've seen this demonic gnoll.
Yeah, yo, and I've like start to like sort of have like a panic attack, and I fucking jump back in the cart, and I just sort of lay on the ground.
So the dude is unsettled at the clear PTSD like effect that Jorgen is having, and his face kind of like crunches up. You know, he furrows and he seems concerned. He's like, and that was back over there down the road. You say,
Friend,
about how
looking
far?
If you're looking to start a new life, I recommend you settle before that forest.
Okay, thank you. There, I had a spot in the forest. It was kind of near this nice little family's house. I was gonna make it I was planning a few miles away from that, enough so that we could have our own
surrounded
land.
by hedges, right?
From the cart,
They
I
have
fucking
the
scream,
great-
they're all dead.
Oh,
From the cart,
The-
I'm laying there, you just hear little dwarf yell, "They're dead!"
wow.
We've been there. They're not doing so good. That's where the gnolls were from.
With little Ann there.
Little Ann made it.
Ann Johnson and Old Man
Little
Steve.
Ann, the one who couldn't save her
Old
dad.
man Steve was
I'm
taken.
sorry, what was his name?
Old Man Steve.
Yeah, I feel it odd. This is feeling oddly pointed. I'm not gonna lie.
Old man Steve was taken by what I believe is this demonic gnoll. We pursued, but we couldn't
Yeah.
keep up with them.
He like exhales. He seems to be like visibly taken aback by this. Oh, I was planning on starting our farms. They had some amazing fruit trees in their orchard. I was figuring we could trade with them. That's so sad.
Fruit
They were
trees.
such nice folks. They had an orchard in the back of their place, a large orchard.
Did I not know? What?
apples.
No.
Not apples.
We never got a
Not
chance to
apples.
examine the
Yeah,
place because
no.
we were only fighting, and then we
Oh.
went straight to Blackout.
Well, when I heard orchard, I got out of the cart and I started walking back towards you.
Listen, friend. Listen, friend. I'm gonna call you friend.
You can do
all
very
I'm
much the
saying-
same, friend.
All I'm saying is that forest is dangerous. Now we best be on our way. You know,
I'm
Daylight.
peering at the.
daylight's waning.
I'm
Well,
peering. I'm still
that's fair there, friend.
I'm just peering. I'm peering, quizzically at the dwarf and the human. Because
Dwight's crossing his arms because he doesn't believe in.
Yeah.
It's funny because literally a half orc. So
Yeah, a half orc who literally just kills indiscriminately is still not okay with fucking
No, I don't kill
interspecies
indiscriminately.
relations.
I don't kill
Wait,
indiscriminately.
so
I didn't say I wasn't okay. I was just looking. I was just looking at like. I was-
Crossing his arms.
No, I'm not crossing
they-
anything.
are they unarmed? Like, do they not have any weapons?
not on. He's the only one down from the wagon. No one visible.
It's three wagons. I mean, they'll have some arms.
There's
Okay.
3 wagons and there could be more people inside.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you guys
Um,
seem like nice
Like
people.
they're like settlers. I'm sure they have.
I asked. Yeah, I'm gonna ask. But hey, do you guys got anything to defend yourselves in case you come across any unsavory beings?
Oh well, we hadn't there, but after hearing, what the soldiers had to tell us at the fort, we did pick up some stuff. Some of the boys had, have fought around a lot, so they know how to protect us, and I'm not too shabby myself. He kind of holds up he holds up an arm and flexes his bicep, and it was like he seemed just like a kind of like our dude, maybe slightly toned from farm work, but you could actually see that he has some solid musculature. Not
Hey, good on-
huge, but defined.
Good on you there, mate.
Well,
Thank you,
I'm gonna be like, hey, listen here. I got I got an extra shield. I'll sell it to you for cheap.
Well, we
as a
don't have much
favor.
money there, friend. How much is cheap? Could always use another shield. Defense
say
is
that-
the
you
best
can say-
offense.
A date with
Huh.
that lass back there.
Give me a night with her. I'm
Wow.
Trade your wife for the shield.
kidding. No.
Tonight I'll have your wife.
What's the average value of just shields? Like, how do I check this?
Like some copper pieces. Like just an average regular.
Give him an
round
extra shield. Give him the fucking extra shield.
I
They
have.
just give it to them. Fuck it.
Okay,
They're
here's what I do
pretty
then.
poor.
I say, as a holy man, I will just give this shield to the female dwarf.
Do you walk back and give it to him or to her?
I
or do you
walk
give
past
him?
all of them, and I hand the shield to the female dwarf.
Just
I
stare
like
at
A
him
tent,
in
a
the eye.
tent,
I- I-
a tent
I-
in
I
his
look at her.
hands.
SpongeBob with the pizza, the Krusty Krab pizza,
Yes.
like delivering it to the
Yes.
dessert.
And then when I get really close to her, I go, "Hey," and then I glare at her human, and then I give her the shield.
She takes it. He looks like confused. She's amused and chuckles and doesn't really say anything else.
All right.
I walk
Well-
away backwards.
Okay, all right,
Oh, I
let's-
have a question.
yes.
Mm.
So, whenever that person said that you need
Is there
documentation to
gas
get through
on?
the fort, would I know what the fuck
On the
that
stove, the
means?
gas is on?
I think they're documenting the people that
Oh,
go
they're just
through.
documenting it. We don't
Yeah.
need documentation.
Here, guys, just I need to take a quick break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay. I took a
Yeah,
shield out.
I thought he said that they were documenting people that were going through, like they're like
They're
keeping track of
screening.
everyone, which makes me think
Huh.
they have a profile, and
Yeah,
we did
they
commit
have
genocide.
wanted posters,
So
right?
Yeah.
How? Wait, do you think that guy we let go came back here?
the guy who did what?
The guy we let go, let him run off.
I think that I will be able to bluff our way through it.
Also, you still have that badge. I don't know.
I
if you
have the
can-
badge, but the problem with that badge is it's not going to be that good against anybody that has any sort of command. It's only going to be good against civilians and foot soldiers.
Yeah.
and it-
So like the
it-
guards, we might be able to.
Yeah,
You
but
might be able
I'm
to.
worried that if there's a lot of them, that there could be officers, right? Like
Yeah.
if they know their stuff, like you're not General Hatzberg, I know him. Like, but if it's a foot soldier, they probably fucking don't.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. Where did they say the wanted posters were? Was it was it like after the fort?
No,
They said there were wanted
in the
posters
fort.
in the fort, but it also
In the
sounds like
fort.
maybe they don't know because nobody would have seen us other than those couple of soldiers we let go. Like,
Yeah.
what are they gonna like? How would there even be wanted posters in this fucking?
All right.
No,
like, there's
big
not sketch
fucking
markets.
a guy
Wait,
with
hold
a
on.
squirrel hat.
I'm gonna. You
What?
wait, Brad, you back?
Yeah, sorry, Kryn is high, and I think that she she thought that there was a gas leak. I had to make sure our house wasn't gonna blow up.
Wow, she's very high.
She's embarrassed because I just exposed her.
Nice.
Would flame her if I had her number. Alas.
So I signal Tony to come over. I'm walking back to the female dwarf, and I'm signaling Tony to come over to me.
All right. I say, all right, good luck, my friends. And I give him bardic inspiration as I walk away. I like strum a few chords and give him
And
that.
So as he feels that, he like nods and he basically like agrees. Well, yeah, there. I don't think we'll be going to the forest, but I feel really good about making settlement just outside, maybe so we could use the resources. Oh, you guys probably don't. You guys don't care, but thank you very much for the information. It'll be greatly used. Greatly beneficial.
No, thank
to
you,
us.
sir. Good luck. I just turn around and head off.
To you
But
too.
as
Yeah.
well, wait, never mind. I'll just wait till Tony gets to me.
No,
Don't-
no,
yeah,
I'm
you guys-
walking side by side, Mr. Dorfman now.
Oh, he's by
Yeah.
me. Okay.
And the man gets back up in the car and gives a little whip and they
Wait,
start
wait.
to make their way around.
No, I stopped him before they
Slowly.
go.
Oh my
I whisper to Tony. I'll be like, "Hey, can you try and convince the female dwarf to go get the wanted posters?
They're
Because I already gave her a shield."
they're
like,
potentially
super
very
from
far
it.
away. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to say it before, but I guess never mind.
We can have
No, like it's not just now. Like they are like days travel away.
Yeah, so it was like the wanted posters were in the city.
And it wasn't a city; it was a fort that is somewhere in between here and Estill.
Yeah.
My
So
bad.
we should.
In my head, it was like really close. It was like an hour away. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna go back an
Okay, never
hour.
mind
I will not wingman you to fuck another man's wife, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Unlucky.
Dwight would.
Oh,
Dwight has
stop
some
it!
luck.
Oh,
Any-
stop it!
Anyway,
stop.
anyway. Moving on.
Stop.
Yeah, they they continue on, and you guys get in your cart. And
Full disclosure, Turtle Man and Bird Person. It's potential that these guards may be looking for us. Like I told you, these guards are not good men. We gave them every chance to leave. We told them we came in peace. We were just investigating. They opened up on us. We had to defend ourselves. It wasn't pretty. I didn't want to do it, but we did it.
It was damn.
And now they could be mad. I have
know what?
this, and I show them the I show them the what was it called? Pendant.
Yeah, it's a pendant. So you guys look at it, and it's basically like it looks like a rising sun, like a metallic representation of it. It has a half circle with sunbeams. It has a flat bottom, sunbeams, and like rays in metal poking out to the top, and underneath the bottom. So it's like a silvery metal. It has an extra straight band of metal directly beneath the bottom of this like half sun, like rising sun symbol. And then it has another band underneath, which is made of gold, a gold-like metal at least. And then under that is a more ornate, like it looks like a gemmed line. So it's like this 3-tier symbol pendant.
Hold on. All right. So Ayano, all right, Bird Person is able to replicate exactly the speech she hears. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, it sounds the same too.
That's actually
Okay. So I have the feat actor. Actor allows me to mimic people I've heard before. You can mimic the speech of another person or sounds made by another creature. You must have heard the person speaking or heard the creature make a sound for at least 1 minute. When we interacted with the general, how long did he talk to us?
Very briefly, just like little things berating the soldiers who were.
Was it long enough for me to mimic him?
And
if so, can I mimic him to Ayano so that she's able to mimic him like as much as she wants?
You could, but her mimicry would sound like your mimicry. It wouldn't be in his voice. It would be in your.
But my
voice.
mimicry is as good as his. Sounds like him.
Wait, actor makes it so you can perfectly mimic?
You can mimic the speech of another person or the sounds made by another creature. You must have heard the person speaking or heard the creature make the sound for at least 1 minute. A successful wisdom insight check can test your charisma deception check, allows the listener to determine the effect is faked.
Yeah, I'd probably just have you do a performance check or whatever check it said there. Basically between performance or deception. I would say probably performance.
I guess I can just do it. I could really just like tell people I'm him, and I have the charisma to back it, and I have charlatan, and I have actor, and I
will warn you that people could know him.
Yeah,
but you could definitely try that. Yeah, if they don't know him personally.
I'm just thinking of how we should approach this next.
One thing I'll clarify for Charles and Ayana real quick is that I mean, you guys probably gathered, but basically, like what these guys are describing is that that whole fort, which is kind of new, it's like bustling. Soldiers are getting everywhere, like preparing for things because, and it seems like for some reason this group has kind of like been a large part of it. They describe the forward outpost group of soldiers who mysteriously got killed, which aligns a lot with the story Tony told you. They discuss this pack of gnolls, which Tony, talked to him about. Like, they think that they actually ran into them. They think that they saw this demonic-looking gnoll who apparently is like breeding new gnolls out of nowhere.
He has a lot of women to fuck.
Well, or he's just spawning them because he's a demon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
And, who would know? Who is Tony, I guess you could just do a history check if you want to see how much you might know about this behavior with gnolls.
Well, on demons.
Demons and gnolls. Because you had also you had researched a lot of religious things. And,
that's true.
Demonology.
Well, I have religion.
Yeah. Can I also roll religions? We both roll.
It makes more. You could aid him. Maybe you guys were both discussing this. I would say that you could then do it with advantage, Tony. But Tony had explicitly studied this stuff when he was He's just studied it in general. Maybe you guys aren't aware of the reasoning, but rest assured that he has studied.
Not enough,
but
apparently.
but you know of rare occurrences of like demons basically entering the realm, like this realm.
Watch this.
And from this conversation, you can gather that this is probably something demonic going on, but you don't know the motivations of this creature. You don't know the mechanics behind the creation of gnolls. You don't know any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does Will know? Like, do gnolls count as like nature? Like, is that like
No, I
how?
don't think so. They're humanoids.
Yeah, but like they're humanoids that they're like kind of like wild animals. Like, are they closer to animals or humans?
They're
They're like very in between, aren't they? Like,
Beat you.
I mean,
high score.
like as a gnoll
So-
could be something that Will might hunt. I don't know. Maybe
Charles,
it's-
could you roll a history check?
Yep.
So Charles has also.
I do have
spent-
history.
Okay.
Yeah, roll history.
Charles does have his.
Charles does not know what the fuck is going on. Blinked off his rocker.
He has read a lot, but he skipped over those pieces of the book.
Yeah.
Basically, all he had read were like little pieces that talked about the fact that gnolls are just like they're humanoid-like monsters that look like hyenas, that tend to roam with hyenas, that are mega aggressive.
Did you know female hyenas have penises?
Yes.
I did not know
No.
that.
It's actually just super big clitorises that they have birth out of, and it like kills a lot of them.
I didn't
The
know. I didn't know that. I didn't know
So
that.
now you guys,
I didn't know
you
that.
guys have to know that too.
I actually knew that. I did not know that.
Imagine if you had to birth something out of your penises.
All right, but so anyways, back to what's going on.
It's topical.
It is topical.
It was. So you're telling me that I should look at between the groin, and then I still
Yes.
won't be able to tell if it's male or female.
Correct.
But anyways, I think that we should get at least closer to the fort while we
Yeah.
discuss this stuff, and then potentially what we could do is, and
If we do it
Tortellini.
at nighttime, or what time of day is this?
Into evening, I'd imagine.
It's afternoon, almost evening.
So is it going to be
4
nighttime
PM.
by the time we reach the fort? If we go at
You're
nighttime-
not certain. No one asked exactly
No
how
one
far
knows,
you're
okay.
roughly.
Listen,
But you know it's not
Turlenberg.
close.
Listen, Turlenberg. We have a couple of options here, right? So we can either attempt to go through the fort. I'm pretty good at getting people to do what I want them to do, but I think that we may need to. I appreciate you guys have been following us, but I don't want to get you guys in any trouble. If they're upset at us, and so I don't want to accidentally get you guys involved in something that we have done. If you guys want to separate from us at the fort and then we can meet on the other side, maybe that might be the safest thing. Alternatively, we can use y'all to help us if they do have some sort of profile of what we might look like or who we might be traveling
That's
with.
true.
You guys could help us distract them from the fact that we're not those people. I don't know how much information.
Or-
I thought they were gonna go get the fucking water posters or something. Bring
Yeah,
it
that's
back.
what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier.
Oh, we could send you
I
guys in
don't-
to get the wanted
yeah.
posters. That might be the best thing.
Look at Charles and say, "Who do you follow?"
Wait, wait, hold on. Give me a second.
Why are you flipping through the script right now?
Yo,
I hear you turning pages.
All right, run those options by me again.
So we're heading up to this fort. We don't know how much they know about us. There's they could be after our group. There's no reason they should be after either of y'all. What might be the best thing to do is have you two go in, see if you can see the flyers and see what information they know about us, and then come report it back to us while we see if either we could just sneak around the fort and just avoid it entirely, or if it turns out that they don't have information against us, we might be able to just go through it.
Okay. Meta level question for Brad here. Would going to like accrue information about what they like the wanted poster, that sort of deal, would that align with lawful good or not? Would that be
Neutral.
So that's kind of a hard question. It's like if you were asked to do something like, I don't know, specifically break the law or do something that is clearly not like a morally like
Go
good
check
thing
the
to
wanted
do.
posters isn't illegal.
But
That's what they're in
but-
for.
Yeah, I mean,
Guys are on the
depending on how trustful you are of these people's motivations, whether they like really just like had to do or whether the people that they took out were bad, you could, for yourself, if you want to, you could roll to see how much you believe them. You could roll an insight for yourself, or you could just determine, like, you as a player, do you
Listen,
think that
Turtle
you're the
Man.
character?
We didn't do
trust
anything.
them.
We didn't do anything we weren't forced to do. We defended ourselves. I told them
what
repeatedly.
What was the insight roll?
It's in your character sheet. It's a skill.
Under
So in that
wisdom.
skills tab.
Under history, above intimidation.
Wait, what was? Oh, okay. So what would rolling this mean? I would.
It basically is gonna be part of like whether like it's more for your own self, like determining
Mhm.
how much you think that you believe that were morally in the right for doing what they did.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
PS. So, I mean, basically, what that would mean is that you don't know.
Okay. All right. Fuck yeah.
You don't have a good tell.
Okay.
I'll roll
I-
persuasion to convince him of our cause.
You can do that too.
Jesus fucking Christ, these rolls today.
So,
Me
so,
telling
like,
Charles he should play a game of League with me after this.
So Tony's like kind of like bumbling around trying to like excuse their behavior, and it kind of makes you think maybe it was a little bit more moral, but at the same time, like you don't have a good tell for like whether like who is in the right. You figure it was probably kind of like a morally ambiguous situation.
But it wasn't. It wasn't a more ambiguous situation.
But this is
Right.
this is your understanding.
What? Who hears those
But
whispers?
it wouldn't
You
necessarily.
hear those whispers in your mind.
It like basically like yeah, it's not like it would go completely against your moral code. Just like go in and get some information.
Sure. I will go in and get the information that's on the wanted poster.
Are we
Charles
sure
agrees
that
to
like
that?
if the turtle and a bird walks into this place that they're not going to immediately be arrested?
You have no idea. Like I said,
Oh,
there,
God,
there
I
are no
forgot
there are no laws against or anything, and from what you guys are aware, there's no
forgot
like
about
banning
this
of
entirely.
strange races or anything. But nothing like these people has ever been into the kingdom before.
Yeah, I forgot that it's not like commonplace here. Fuck.
But they've passed through Nespin and they passed through Ruth without being stopped.
Yeah, but these guys are assholes.
Charles has put a blanket
It's
over his
true.
entire body.
They aren't necessarily the same. So like I mean, they could be, or they could
I
be
can.
a different group of soldiers.
I guess I don't
Although
know.
you're definitely a different group.
I have disguise self. I forgot. I have
I
to spell
do
disguise
Guys,
self.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
We
Holy
all
shit.
just turn into turtles.
The turtle squad.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
It is
Turtles.
fucking.
So
It is Turtle Squad from Pokemon.
So
Yeah.
I can
Like-
go in with them then, and I can use because probably neither of them have any fucking charisma.
And you can turn yourself into a turtle specifically.
Yeah.
I would not do that, but I could just turn myself into a fat
pickle.
boy. Yeah, turn myself into a fucking pickle.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Brad.
Funniest shit.
It's the funniest I've ever seen. Okay, so that's
It's the
all
whole
right.
squad gonna be turtles.
I don't.
It's
Cause
turtles
I
all
can't
over
use it
again.
on other people though. But I can go in with
I'm
them.
assuming you
Then.
guys have continued traveling while this
Yeah.
conversation's going, right? Okay.
I can go in with them then though. I have the background for it. God damn it.
I see.
Diplomat,
Sprite
actor,
House.
charlatan, disguised self, 17 charisma. This is what I was meant to do. Ready.
So is that the plan? So who is it going to be? Tortellini and Tony?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So once you guys aren't exactly certain of like how far this is, you just continue onward.
Right.
You know,
Well,
hour after hour passes, slowly getting later in the day as the sun shifts across the sky. The weather has held pretty good. Blue skies, some white puffy clouds pass every now and then, but the weather is forgiving. The hills continue to roll. Sometimes the path snaking around, but all in all, it's a pretty easy journey, and it gets to be nighttime.
Okay.
At this point, you guys have traveled enough that if you were to continue, you would start to suffer from exhaustion. So it's like roughly 9 p.m. What do you guys want? Do you guys want to set up camp and make for some? All right.
Can I do some a quick nighttime shenanigan?
For certain, yeah. So as everyone, the cart pulls off to the side, everyone starts making camp. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna wait till everyone sleeps first.
All right. So we have a watch schedule. Everyone goes up. We could have two people per watch with
We need
two
people
watches.
per watch.
I mean, you don't have to, but there are going to be 2 watches for this night.
One person per watch.
I got the first one.
But
Tony
if someone else
never
wants to
won.
join them, then you can. So when everyone's discussing this, immediately raises her hand, volunteering.
I don't trust.
Yeah, I don't know about.
We've been
now.
eyeing our shinies all day.
I say that if wants to do it, she can do it. She can do it with me at the same time.
Is that okay for?
Hello.
She's reading through her notebook, trying to figure out what she's about to say.
You can also nod and do gestures and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean I can do. Yeah, just yes. I'm sure. Imagine
nod.
it in Charles's voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So the first watch is Whale, and who is
Okay.
the second watch going to be? It
I'm
doesn't have to
gonna-
be 2 people.
It's fucking spy versus spy. it's like the 2 Dex masters who are both the sneakiest people on the fucking team, doing spy shenanigans.
Okay, I'm gonna say, look, I don't really give a fuck what you do. You just need to be back here by the end of your time to wake up your person. Make sure that happens, or else we're gonna have some issues.
Okay.
Threatening.
Okay.
I'm
The
gonna tell-
the
I'm gonna
okay
tell- I'm gonna
comes
tell her
out in
that
the
I sense that
Torcolin.
I'm gonna tell her that I can sense she's gonna do some stupid shit, and that I don't fucking care. Just be back here before.
Roll deception.
We'll
Okay,
take
are you saying you just have the feeling, or are you
No,
actually
yeah,
telling
I have-
her
I have a
you
feeling.
know when it happens?
No. I'm telling her I have a
Okay.
feeling. I have a feeling you want to be up here more than
Okay,
just to keep
that's okay
watch. And I'm not gonna dig any deeper. Be sure to be back here by the thing. I don't give a fuck what you do, though.
All
Should I
right.
still make a roll, or is that fine?
No, yeah, you don't have to roll for that. But who's gonna be in the second watch after that?
Oh, I'll be.
I'll be third.
Right, Jorgen, is anyone? There's only 2 watches.
Oh.
Do you want to join Jorgen for the second
I'll
watch?
join Jorgen.
All
My
right, very
nose
good.
just got bigger.
Your nose got bigger?
Yep. It went up.
Why'd your nose do that?
I flick his nose.
Whoa.
What's going on?
My cheeks
All
get red.
empathetic.
Is this happening again? Not again.
Are we having sex again? What's going on?
So yeah, everyone lays down. They set out some bedrolls for those who have them, and they get ready for sleep. The rest of you close your eyes and slowly drift off into sleep. And Whale, and can I have you both roll perception going into this watch?
Yes. Okay.
Stove is a stove.
What is stinky ass roll?
Okay.
Rolls have been just
But-
dog shit
but
today,
nasty.
dude.
Our last 4 rolls are 3, 4, 8, 6.
Yeah.
And then same thing for
Natural
for
fucking
Joanna.
ones.
Oh, what do I have to do to make it? Oh, whoops! I did the wrong die. That's why. Okay, where is it? Perception.
Some skills.
Perception. Yeah, I see it. All right, you guys ready for the big one? Wait, how do I do this? Holy shit! I right click on it.
You just drag the
Left click on the total little like hexagon.
Heck, what fucking hexagon are you guys
So in
looking
skills, under the total
at?
column.
Got it.
see that?
Woo! Oh!
Wow.
What
Wow.
the fuck is these rolls?
Holy
What is happening?
fuck.
So, one thing I'll say is that you guys can do whatever you want, but whatever activities you choose to do, you are very distracted with it, and so you're not very.
Will sees a fucking deer at like 6 miles away, so he just sprints off in that
Yeah,
direction.
it's leading me into head deep water, and I just keep chasing it.
Christ.
And how about for?
Hold on. Okay, that was for my. Oops, I don't know what that was. That was my personal decision. Okay. Did Tony take off his belt or is it on?
Wow.
I don't wear a belt.
Yeah,
belt?
it was no. He had the book tucked into his pants, but he's
shiny.
Everyone. So that's one thing I'll know is that there's a typical rule in D&D where you have to sleep without armor, or else it's not as good. Basically, I just ignore that rule. So yeah, everyone is sleeping full like in their normal adornments. He has
So it's
a
on
book
him?
Yeah, it's tucked into his pants.
Oh, okay.
It's under my pillow.
He put it under his.
Because I
bedroom
write,
pillow.
because canonically I write in it every night.
So does
That
your
reminds me that this night I'm. However,
It's like
this
almost-
night you just for roughly the first hour of this watch, he was up writing on it too.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna wait till everyone goes to sleep, or at least like
What are you gonna do?
the other people.
So
What? So
It's
you're
just-
it's just kind of like chilling around, twiddling her thumbs, hanging out. Tony, you're up for a while writing, and then you go to bed. You're kind of distrustful of this.
When I close the
this
book,
stranger.
I close the book in the most annoying way. Like I snap that shit. So, like I snap it, and it makes everybody like.
Yeah, everyone like flutters their eyes a little bit, but for the most part stays asleep. You put it under your pillow and get to bed.
Snap that motherfucker.
So,
Alright,
yeah,
and then
it's
Jorgen's pendant is still around his neck, is my guess.
correct, and Whale Street is just gone off in the darkness, chasing after deer.
As
You're
you do.
running.
Hey, Whale, can you make watch for us and make sure that we're safe? Yeah, for sure, guys.
Bye.
Sarah just calmly walks off into the forest and never comes back.
The crazy part is, Will chasing after deer is still much better than Tony being on watch, just at all. Like, it's just a dramatic improvement. It's crazy.
All right. What do I have to roll to try to snatch Jorgen's pendant?
Go ahead and roll.
Is this sleight of hand?
Yeah.
She probably gets advantage because he's sleeping.
Holy
Right.
shit.
But it's on his person.
Yeah, well, it would be. Okay, you do you.
So you creeps up.
Damn
and
it! What is this proficiency?
Holy
They rolled crazy heat, but they basically they just had like one really good roll for their stats, and the other ones are kind of like mediocre.
Charles was about to roll a hit on something, and it's gonna fucking be a 27. He's gonna roll a 10, and it's gonna come up to 27. All right,
But,
anyways, sorry.
But she's also doubly proficient in that.
Yeah.
But anyway, creeps up and tries to gently lift the pendant off of the chest of Jorgen, but you have long black feathers that kind of drape over your fingers and extend past it. When you went to grab the pendant, the feather tickled just under the chin of Jorgen. He chuckles and at first shakes a little bit and chuckles, still asleep, and you kind of pull back. Are you going to keep trying to steal it?
Yo, you got a 16, you still can't
yes.
get it. Get the
In my
fuck out of
mind, I
here.
imagine she was like going in with her beak.
So yeah, at this point now you've noticed the feathers, and so you try to like get in closer. You grab just the very edge of this pendant, start to lift it up over the head of Jorgen. You get it to the point where the pendant is actually like basically just over the closed eyelids of Jorgen, and you try to slip it off, but the back actually gets caught in his hair, and it seems almost like it's caught in something hard, and as you pull, it slips out of the end of your beak and falls onto the eyelids of Jorgen. And Jorgen, you're now awake.
Wait, why
How
did I
like-
just carry that shit? I have
like-
fingers.
What the fuck?
Wait, I have fingers.
Well, the
What did I
fingers-
just pick that shit up?
Well, no, it's around his neck. While he's sleeping, he's laying down. So I mean,
You
it
tried
would've
to
been-
grab it with your fingers, but your feathers kept tickling him because it's like.
Oh,
right on
I
his
see.
neck.
So now I went with the beak. Okay,
Because
gotcha.
the beak
The
is
beak
probably
doesn't-
actually better for like.
Gotcha. Okay, now
very
I know
long
what's going
thing.
on.
So you
Yeah.
tried that, but regardless, with anything, like it got snagged because it was like actually wrapped around his neck
So,
while he was laying down.
I like
You
slap the
wake up-
shit out of my face. So I wake
Yeah,
up.
you feel your pendant fall on like right on your nose, and you wake up. "Ah!"
And then do I fucking see this bird just in my face?
Yeah,
No, I,
like,
I straight up
like
like jump and by
7
reflex I just
inches.
punch.
Oh god.
I'm like,
roll
oh shit,
attack.
then I just punch.
She
Roll
has bird
attack.
bones. She takes double damage.
Watch
Wait,
it. Watch
where-
him roll like a natural 20.
Where? Wait, so you said roll attack?
So go into your character sheet. Go to the actions tab on the right, all the way
I
down.
accidentally fucking.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
there's no unarmed though.
You can just
so
roll a flat
just roll-
attack. right?
Yeah, just
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
if you
flat attack is.
can, but you would roll.
It's just D20 plus strength mod.
Yeah, just roll your d20 and plus.
Holy shit.
Wow!
Oh, wait,
no,
no, that was me.
That was me. Sorry.
I was like,
No.
Holy shit.
Just
Look at the
cease.
wrist.
Oh man.
16.
So yeah, that's
People
that's
be
gonna,
bugging.
That's gonna hit.
But
so
damage is gonna
it's
be low.
Yeah.
1d4 plus strength modifier.
1d4.
for an unarmed attack.
It's the triangle one. Just roll the triangle
The,
one.
the far most, the rightmost dice
Yeah.
in the line of
Oh.
dice.
Wait, that doesn't look right.
It's the little
Oh
triangle.
my god.
And it's,
Well,
that's
It's
Jake
Jake
again.
Just
Jake
hack
just
it.
rolling.
Okay,
Heat.
3. And then my strength modifier is 2.
So you
So
5.
that's 5 damage. So yeah,
5. Yoinkers.
startled awake.
Right in
Rah!
the beak.
right, just to the side of the beak, so it doesn't scuff up his hand. Jorgen just wakes up and pop! You get knocked back and on your back and,
Yeah, like,
and shake your head a bit. How are you reacting to getting punched in the face after trying to steal from him while he was sleeping? Jorgen, you can also do it like if you're gonna say anything.
Well, my first reaction is like, oh shit, I'm sorry, because I didn't realize that she was trying to steal from me. Really, she was just suddenly something black thing
Everybody
was
in
in
our-
my face.
Wow.
Canonically, everybody in our group has hilarious PTSD.
Yes.
Like, we've almost died like 6 times in this exact situation.
So
Like, we are devastated.
I jump up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like,
Do they make a noise? Like, are we sleeping? Am I near enough to like hear this? Like, are we?
Yeah, I mean the impact
Wakes
and the
up from
fall.
this.
Everyone like you like lightly wake up and you turn your head over to see
You guys
Okay.
got me down over there.
sitting on her butt, like shaking her head, looking
I
like
tell,
rocked
I
a
tell,
bit.
not to get so. I said, I'm sorry. You just freaked me out. Don't get that close to people's face. Like, holy.
You all right, Jorgen?
Checks pulls. Yeah, I'm good. Do you see any spiders?
I look at Bird. Does she look like injured?
I mean, she looks upset. Like that definitely hurt a lot, but not
Fine
like
fucking punch
seriously
her.
injured.
Big owies.
Yeah, like that definitely jostled her head, and she's
Bird, what were you doing?
Let's see. I guess I'm gonna have to roll for lying. What am I gonna?
just shrug your shoulders.
Deception and Tony.
Unfortunately, I have a very limited vocabulary to work
Yeah,
with
I
at the
know.
current moment. I was looking through it. I'm gonna repeat in Charles's voice. Well, sometimes go fucking ape shit.
She deceives me. She don't even need to roll. She
Yeah,
deceives
no.
me. I accept it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Natural
Tony-
20.
Tony
Fine.
is like pondering that and just thinks to herself, yeah.
I literally just go,
so
yeah,
good.
it be like that sometime. It do be that way.
Rolls over back to sleep.
I was gonna,
Okay.
I can't, I'm gonna
Go
cast
ahead.
Cure Wound.
Oh, very good, very good. And that's actually smart because you're about to.
Yeah.
Understood.
because it's a free.
It is a free.
So go ahead and roll that.
Okay. Does it add my charisma modifier? Yeah. It says equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah,
But it
which
doesn't.
is
It's
charisma
not
too.
actually. It's not actually adding that when I roll it. So
Oh, really? Then we'll just add it after the
yeah,
fact.
in post.
Yeah, that's strange
So
that it
6
doesn't.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
6
is
plus 3.
what
so
the fuck
9.
is Turtur Dove?
That's Ionu's just account name on here.
Oh, I see.
All right,
I
So
so
didn't
I
realize
heal her
that
for
I thought
9.
that was already naming my character. I was
So
wrong.
I pull up my drum and go, and then she just.
yeah. So you were feeling jostled and out of it from the blow that you'd taken,
Mhm.
but suddenly Tony plays a light little melody, pretty light, so that it doesn't completely wake everyone up. Although it's still like the padding on this strange drum. It's like a metallic bass with holes in it, and then there's pasta draped over the top, and you tilt your head confused for a second as you see this musical instrument that is unlike any you've seen before. But the padding of that drum has an instantaneous effect in that it makes you feel good as new again. It's as if you had never been hit before.
I
Gotcha.
also after that I say you've been eyeing my book all day. I reach under my pillow and I just like toss it to
Wouldn't
her.
you have to roll for perception though? Also, I only looked like the one. It would have been that one time just glancing to make sure, or just to see like what
Alright,
valuables people's have.
Can I perceive to know that she has
I
done
don't know
this?
I would say you can just tell that she's been eyeing things. Like people have
Okay.
been telling you you've been eyeing
Yeah.
things. Like you don't really know, but I mean, if anything, you're making like a blind guess that that's what she's been eyeing.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I reach under my pillow and just toss my book to her. And then I
That's
just lay back
crazy.
So with that, are you just gonna? Everyone else, I imagine, just goes back to sleep. Tony, you roll over back to bed.
Realizing that this was a failed attempt, I begin scheming again, but I don't do anything worse than I will.
Do you do anything with the
learn
book
from
that was
this
thrown to
experience.
you?
Huh? He threw it at me.
Yeah.
I
Sure, I will read it.
Alright, so
I linked it in Discord.
While pondering some and it's not completed. He's almost
Guys.
halfway done. He's transcribing.
Fuck is those eyeballs?
It's only up to page 75.
Oh.
But yeah, so you're pondering some various schemes that you could get up to while you're kind of flipping through the pages loosely.
I'm not able to speak things that I've read, right? It's entirely voice based.
It's entirely
think that
voice
makes
based,
sense,
but
right?
you can like written language you can just do entirely. You write common, you can do it entirely
Yeah,
fine.
gotcha.
If you
Yeah, I
get a
just wanna
hold of
make
a
sure.
paper and a quill and ink and stuff, you could be writing to like basically communicate. If you
Gotcha.
yeah, with that, the rest of the watch goes pretty uneventful. You're still pondering some schemes, but you don't do anything else. You flip through some of the pages, but you've never been much of a bookworm, so you're not too interested in the words on the pages. Eventually, Whale, you make your way back. You had almost instantaneously lost the deer in your chases. So for several hours, you kept making your way through the tall grass in the dark. You were honestly pretty distracted, just trying to make sure that you didn't trip over any like raised pieces of ground or rocks or branches, and so you didn't get to look up a lot to see if there are other creatures along the way. But you make your way back to the campsite, and it's roughly time for your watch dance, so you guys can go wake up Castle and Jorgen for their watch.
Oh,
Okay. I'm gonna go wake up Castellet.
oh,
All right, and
Pat him on his head a couple times.
yo, what's
are you gonna help, or are you just gonna
Hey.
let Whale wake everyone up?
I'm expecting her to go wake up fucking Jorgen. I'm.
So you do you motion point to Jorgen and nod at her or something like?
No,
listen up?
I wake up Cassoulet and I stand there and look at until she does it.
Okay, I do it.
Okay.
All right.
Yawn.
All right, so Jorgen and Castle, you wake up. Jorgen, this time you wake up but this time in not quite as startling of a way.
This time it's like swinging. I just move my arm in front of my body, with my left arm. I cover my chest and face, kinda. And then I realize it's just a bird, and I chill.
Very good.
I'm pointing at everyone and saying, "We have a little group here."
Jorgen is overwhelmed by a sense of cuteness for a second.
I'm interesting.
The rest of the group is asleep outside of Whale and Cassoulet. So basically, Tony is still asleep, and
Yep. As is
Tortellini
tradition.
and Tortellini are still asleep. But the rest see the cute little display as you proclaim the forming group.
She's doing
And,
a Sears dance where she she acts like a chicken and struts back and forth. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, you two head off to bed, and Jorgen, Castellate is your watch. Are you guys? Could you each of you roll perception for me as you go into this watch?
Everyone rolls zeros. Come on. Oh, it's probably the highest we've had in a while.
Oh shit.
Looks at my strength.
Wait, there we go. Perception. Boom. Fuck.
All right, and do you guys want to do anything, or are you just going to be pretty diligent, watching around?
I'm gonna carve a target in a tree. And I'm gonna start punching.
I'm just gonna.
There aren't any trees nearby. It's just grassland.
Oh fuck.
Not anywhere close. I mean, throughout the prairies, you've seen the occasional small trees, but nothing nearby.
Oh, nothing nearby. Okay.
I'm gonna pretty much lean. Is there a fire? Do we have a fire?
Probably
None made right now. You could make one if you want.
What?
But
We
everyone's
definitely have
sleeping.
we would definitely have a fire
Why would you have a fire going all night?
because that's what do you mean? Because fire.
Okay. Well, anyways, yeah. Can I make a fire then? Since we're home.
Sure, yeah, you can make a
Do we
fire.
have any food?
Okay. So
You guys can eat if you want. You have rations and stuff, yeah.
So I'm gonna sort of sit on a little stump that I found by the fire, and I'm gonna stare at it. And I'm thinking about Malchus and thinking about where he went, and just contemplate that during my shift.
Okay, so I'm eating the rations sitting across from Jorgen, and then he's
Just eat
I
Jorgen's
see that
food.
his mouth is slightly open. He's concentrating too hard, and I kind of pop him back and I throw it, I fucking throw that shit into his mouth. He's not looking. Yeah. Just like,
You're just throwing food at his face.
yes.
I like that.
All right.
What are you typing? What are you searching?
So, with that, Jorgen is just pondering his friend who is mysteriously gone, who he had been traveling with for a while, trying to steer in the right direction, in spite of a life full of hardships. Jorgen is distracted. I mean, that was Jorgen. Castle is distracted with food and feeding the deep in thought Jorgen.
Yeah, I don't even notice it's there. It's like a piece of bread just sticking out of my mouth while I just stare at the fire. I don't even know it's there.
Cassoulet, while the food kind of, it made you begin to feel sleepy. It was a nice, satisfying meal. For the most part, you were watching. Neither of you were extremely perceptive in your watch, kind of getting distracted at times. Jorgen was a little bit more attentive, but Castle, you slowly fade off into sleep.
Huh?
Oh,
You fall asleep. You were doing good for some hours. Jorgen stayed awake, and he was still pondering his friends.
But what
And
happens
with that, the night slowly passes, and the rest of the group, you slowly wake up, and Castellet, you wake up kind of in a start. You realize that you fell asleep during your watch, and you notice that all of Jorgen's belongings are gone, except for a note.
Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Um,
Wait a minute. Where's Steven?
the note says
See you later.
Who are you messaging?
the note basically says like that he was appreciative of his time with you guys, but he had to find his friend. Basically, he says the guy has dealt with a lot, but he knows that with his help, his helping Jorgen,
His pussy has left.
he can steer him back into the light.
Jesus Christ.
Where did he go?
And but yeah, you guys look around. You don't know how gone Jorgen's been gone. It is early morning. The sun is just peeking over the horizon.
Oh god.
And
God damn it.
This gotta be the easiest thing to track ever. It's a fucking small, condensed piece of meat.
with that, that is where we will end our session. And yeah.
I will point
there's no blood.
I will point to Tortellini and say, "Where are my beans?" But he knows what that means.
The rest of the group unaware of the hidden message behind this phrase.
Points to Tortellini, says, "Where are my beans?" in his own voice.
Is that in his voice, or is this in a voice that is not?
No, it's in his voice.
Okay, very good. Where am I being?
Which suggests that Tortellini has at one point said that same sentence.
Yes.
Probably to Ayano.
I'll say it again.
Where are my beans? That was a great session.
It was a very
That was an extremely that was the beach episode in an anime. Like lots of just narrative.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's my favorite type of D&D sessions, actually. Unironically.
Yeah, me too, which is why
I personally hot take, but I think combat is garbage in D&D. But like
it
I like
takes
the other
so long to get so little done with combat.
Yeah.
Like I think it's needed for the sake of like character progression.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's fine. It's you have to have it because it creates drama. But like, shit! Wow, that was
traumatized.
That was so cool to bring in Brad and Ayano that way. That was really well done.
Why you say Brad
you.
and Ayano?
What I say?
You said
Charles
Brad and Ayano.
Thank you. I was literally me too. You do not know. I've been telling Corinne how excited I've been about that. Like, I was so excited for this.
I'm surprised, Jake, that you didn't like spill the beans over that.
I told Will what I thought may have been happening. But...
I told Shayna, I was like, because she was asking if I wanted to do DBD later, and I was like, oh, I gotta do D&D with Brad, and then like.
She told me.
5 minutes later, I was like, "Oh shit! If I don't tell Shayna not to tell Jake."
She immediately told me, and before that even happened, I was like, "Wait, Ayano thinks she's playing D&D tonight, so that's like kind of awkward." I'm like, I don't know if that's what's happening. But then, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It was cool. I didn't think Charles was gonna play. That was exciting.
Here I am. Yeah.
Nothing happened yet. I know Charles
and even
wants
then,
to see the combat.
Charles is
fun.
Fucking asleep at the moment. But
Sleepy.
happy to have y'all. In the future, we should try to do it on a weekend, but...
Yeah, I think the same thing. Steven was saying the same stuff, but like we're picking up weekends would be better, so I'll...
Yeah. I know Charles is like devastated after work days, so... Just for his sake.
Traumatic, yeah.
So
that's so cool to have y'all though. That's like
I know,
really fun.
This is
I'm
a
so
good
fucking excited about it.
core Discord squadron right here.
Yeah.
It is perfect because it was kind of weird before. Like that was the thing about having Clayton. It was nice having Clayton, but it was also strange because I knew that if I had like 2 more people on top of that, that'd be such a big group that I'm still not comfortable with that size. But taking out just one person. Then it works, and now it's not like okay, bye Charles Ayano.
I mean, this is a proper group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and there's so much like I don't know. The problem with like having like it's not a problem with Clayton. Clayton was awesome. I loved Clayton, but like
Yeah.
the problem is bringing him into a group where it's like everybody else knows each other like so much that it's like it automatically makes him kind of like an outsider.
Yeah.
Where it's like that kind of feels bad for like chemistry or whatever. And it sucks. I wish we had him.
We tried to have him in the call.
Yeah, we tried to have him like join the Discord and stuff, but you know he's doing his own thing and whatever. But like, man, it's cool to have Charles and Anna playing. Fuck me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
very fun.
Charles totally asleep. Charles sounds like a turtle in many ways.
Yeah, so
Canonically
for the next one, we'll definitely do a weekend day. It's not necessarily going to be like in a week or whatever, but I'll contact you guys in the next few days, finding out what.
Yeah,
works
that is
best for you guys.
exciting.
I'm gonna show you guys
much I like
Charles's
this.
turtle in a better form than it was initially.
I feel bad. I feel like I talked too much this session.
No, not at all. I think it was good, and it's also nice having someone that can like steer the group in conversation without me doing it.
I mean, every that's like the face. That's like a role in D&D, right? The face. So I try to do that, but I don't want to step on other people's toes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's totally fine to like have you do that for the most part, but then sometimes someone else flows in and they're taking the lead in a certain confrontation or conversation. It's fluid. It happens.
Yeah, very exciting stuff.
To save this document, words I can say.
Words I can say. Oh, before we exit, Brad, really quickly, just before we call it, can we just accept either my character or we assume that Charles' character at some point gave Ayana's character this list? Can we just say that like someone sat her down and just told her?
I was about to say there should definitely be just like common phrases where I don't have to.
At some point,
Yeah.
somebody would have sat down and told her character, "Hey, these are 80 common phrases."
So with common phrases, let's say yes, but Ayano, for the sake of just like having it match the mimicry thing, when you have her say that, just if you could say either before, like in this person's voice I say that.
Oh gosh,
or
yeah,
after.
I can do that.
And so just like in Whale's voice I say something that is a common phrase that makes sense.
I'm gonna have
Whale
to
said
fucking
already.
remember who said what though.
You don't need to remember.
Okay, thank
just
God.
common for the common phrases you can like just choose.
I would say for
That
common
way-
phrases, I'd say like a majority of them are probably gonna be tortellini anyways.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tortellini.
I
or
think
you
very
can do
few,
20%
maybe a
on
couple
too.
of these I can imagine being before that. So
Well, right,
like,
and
It does make sense that a lot of your phrases would be coming from Tortellini because you guys have been traveling for a long time.
And it's like it's stuff like, oh well, we talked for 4 hours about our adventures. Like she just would have naturally picked up on random like knows how to say at least every simple possible thing. Like she probably can't talk to another person about complex like weird noun whatever, but like for any common thing, she should be able to just say it happened.
Okay. I've just been
Because
playing.
okie dokie.
Because narratively, like our characters are probably talking anyway. Okie dokie.
Alright, so I guess
All right, well, very cool.